गलती हो गई लगता है, ट्रिपल लूप में चला गया टू स्टार्ट विद, दैट वाज वेरी स्ट्रेंज, यूजुअली डज
Yeah.
नॉट गो इनटू अ ट्रिपल लूप चिंतन भाई, पर यार आज थोड़ा चिंतन भाई टाइम कम है अनफॉर्चुनेटली, और व्हाटएवर फॉर्चुनेटली हाउएवर यू लुक एट इट, बिकॉज आज यूरोपा लीग और कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग के गेम्स भी है, and I think Ajay bhai will be doing a watch along of the Roma game on his channel. But first of all, before we get into all that, आप कैसा कर रहे हो? I know you're busy with work and everything. कैसा चल रहा है?
अरे अमेजिंग मैन, अमेजिंग। एज यू सेड, अच्छा भी है बिकॉज यूरोपियन
हाँ,
फुटबॉल इज बैक। बुरा भी है कि अपने को कट शॉट करना पड़ेगा,
yeah,
बट it's a great week finally. Param,
hmm.
finally after eons, Milan registered their first win, this new campaign. बट यार बिफोर वी गेट टू दैट, यार हम लोग ने तो मिलान की बात करेंगे, इंटर इंटर की
Yeah,
बात। पर हाउ योर हार्ट वाज इन योर माउथ इन दैट गेम। यार यार
yeah,
आई
yeah,
I was getting so restless watching that game, you know.
yeah,
What
yeah,
were the thoughts, you know, when the game started? You young boys had so many chances, also, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with
I'll
so
come
many.
to that. I just want to see who's in the house first. पहले एक बार देख लेता हूँ. Rio Asu, nice to have you as always यार. I'm predicting Kamada to score against Real Madrid. बाप रे, वो उसका जो cancel हुआ चिंतन भाई उस दिन, if
Oh,
he scores ना.
it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking, यार बच्चे को दे
Yeah,
तो गोल यार।
yeah, yeah,
He would
yeah.
have been the youngest player ever. So
या मैं याद है, मैं whatever time I was on your stream for 10 minutes, I said कि शायद कमार्डा मार दे, and I legit, even as a rival you see like a talent like that score, it's immense, and I think वो कर लेगा. I feel in one of the games I have a feeling he will score if he does get the chance. गोपीनाथ अभी तो चालू किया है भाई. I know I'll start your prediction for the end also, so that when we take predictions, पर अभी तो just चालू किया, 0-0 ठीक है चलेगा, but yeah, we'll come to it. Can Yildiz play as a false nine like Totti? I will bookmark this Riosu when DJ Bhai joins in. We have Ajay and DJ Bhai joining in. I think Yogesh भी आएगा, तो ये दो कमेंट स्टार कर रहा हूँ बाद के लिए. बट क्विकली लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड, बिकॉज आज थोड़ा हमारे पास, जैसे सिद्धार्थ भाई ने बोला, थोड़ा रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है टाइम के बिकॉज ऑफ द यूरोपा लीग एंड कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग गेम. सो या यंग बॉयज गेम यार, मतलब it was tough. I mean, अगर आप टेबल पे देखोगे ना चिंतन में, young boys have had a terrible season. They are one of the top clubs in Switzerland, but they've been terrible. They are in the relegation zone. But ऐसा था ना, they just sacked their coach and they hired a new one, and basically they wanted to prove a point clearly. It was very clear. From minute one, they were, very intense with their press. They were very smart about it. और एक चीज बोलूंगा ना, देखो चिंतन में, आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ अस कैन अग्री व्हाट यू सॉ आल्सो अगेंस्ट विद मिलान, आल्सो अगेंस्ट ब्रूज. मिलान वाज नॉट एट देयर बेस्ट पर से,
yeah,
इवन इंटर वाज नॉट एट देयर बेस्ट. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि वो इंटेंसिटी और वो लेवल रखना ना हर 3 दिन मुश्किल होता है, ठीक है, लाइक इट्स नॉट सिंपल. और हकान नहीं था, अचेरबी नहीं था, ब्यूकैनन नहीं है, असलानी नहीं है, ज़िएलिंस्की जस्ट इंजरी से है, तो तुमको बेसिकली द सेम मिडफील्ड दैट प्लेड दैट इंटेंस गेम अगेंस्ट रोमा हैड टू स्टार्ट. देयर वाज नो चॉइस. बेरेला की तो वाट लग गई होगी गेम के एंड तक. ही हैड टू प्ले अ फुल 90. सो आई
yeah,
डोंट नो हाउ व्हाट कंडीशन इज गोइंग टू बी अगेंस्ट यूवेंटस. सो वही चीज है, थके हुए थे, बट देन अगेन देयर इज नो व्हाट आई फेल्ट लाइक कि थोड़ा अगेन थोड़ा लैकाडेजिकल थोड़ा था, मतलब डिफेंस पे, मतलब इतना ओपनिंग दिया बापरे. मुझे लगा 1 मिनट के लिए तो शायद यंग बॉयज जीत जाएगा गेम. एंड
yeah.
yesterday when we
Did
were
feel
taking man of the match na Chintan mein, everyone was like Thuram, because obviously he scored the winner Dimarco, but I think I might have to give it to, yeah, and Barella officially got it. I think it's well deserved because he played a difficult game. But I think Sommer, बाप रे, Sommer
oh,
अगर बचाता नहीं कल, ले आया Sommer, कल नहीं बचाता तो शायद ड्रॉ या हार जाते. एंड फनीली इनफ चिंतन भाई, यंग बॉयज और एक्चुअली अगेन आई से बर्न, बिकॉज भाई ये कोई आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट निकाल देगा, यंग बॉयज बोलते रहूंगा बार बार, बट बर्न वर लाइक they had never lost to an Italian team, even though the sample size बहुत छोटा है, 2 मैच का है सिर्फ, Atalanta and UA. एक पॉइंट के लिए ऐसा लग रहा था वो रिकॉर्ड कंटिन्यू हो जाएगा एट होम
yeah,
देयर. और आप जानते हो उधर का कंट्रोवर्शियल एक है कि उनका सिंथेटिक पिच है, राइट, दे डोंट
yes,
यूज एक्चुअल ग्रास. तो आई फेल्ट वो हमारी टीम थोड़ा ज्यादा उस पर फोकस थी, बिकॉज सिमोने इंजागी एंड प्लेयर्स वर टॉकिंग अब, दे वर आस्क्ड टू मच अबाउट इट एंड दे वर टॉकिंग टू मच अबाउट इट एज अ रिजल्ट कि हाँ सिंथेटिक पिच पे तुम
fine.
लोग खेले. या एंड again to that point, Carlos Augusto also got injured, and you could see वो सिंथेटिक पिच पे आप खेल चुके, आप तो खेलते हो, हर वीकेंड खेलते हो फुटबॉल, वो एकदम से ब्रेक करना पड़ता है, योर हैमस्ट्रिंग गेट्स अफेक्टेड, एंड एग्जैक्टली व्हाट्स दैट हैपेंड टू कार्लोस yesterday. So एक और इंजरी बढ़ गई. So it was very tough, and you have to give it to those guys. They came with the right intensity. The atmosphere was great. I was wing back in the first half, तो मुझे तो wing backs तो दिखे ही नहीं. Dumfries was all
Yeah,
right, but अर्नॉटोविच, बाप रे, आप मैं आपका व्यू लेता हूँ यार,
मत मत अभी
smashed
अननोन एक स्पेशल क्वेश्चन अभी मत आंसर कर. You know what my only thing I'll tell you is at times when you play teams like these ना Param, when they have nothing
yeah,
to lose, especially young boys after two
exactly,
loss, वो
exactly.
थोड़ा प्रेशर इंटर पे ज्यादा एंड इंटर आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू विन सच गेम्स यार, यू नो, सो प्रेशर बट nonetheless good यार. And I want to tell you before you, of course, you, I know it's very hard to control yourself Param when it comes to Arnautovic, but Param, last season, you were being, of course, an Inter fan, you see it
Yeah,
differently. But for us, बार को तो लगा था कि he was the sole reason why Inter got knocked out against Atletico Madrid. How
हाँ,
long can this continue, Param? Like
बस
yesterday,
भाई.
and first of all, Param, let's clear it to everyone. Is Arnautovic your designated penalty taker? So what was the scene? What happened there? Did
So
you guys just do a Milan?
मुझे भी 1 मिनट के लिए वही लगा कि हमने मिलान जैसा किया, क्योंकि पूरा वीकेंड वी वर हैविंग अ लाफ एंड आई थॉट इंटर एंडेड अप डूइंग दैट, बिकॉज आई वाज शॉक्ड कि भाई तरेमी क्यों नहीं ले रहे. तरेमी इज अ सीजन पेनल्टी टेकर. वो पोर्टो के लिए
Exactly.
लेता है, वो ईरान के लिए लेता है, वो सालों से लेता जा रहा है पेनल्टीज. And he has scored 58 penalties in his career, missed 9, which is a good record, which is 85+% or thereabouts, which is still good. एंड देन डानियले मारी, लाइक वन ऑफ द इंटर जर्नलिस्ट, उसने पोस्ट किया कि अर्नाटोविच ने 22 पेनल्टी ली है, 20 स्कोर किए उसमें से. सो देन द कन्वर्जन रेट इज देयर. बट चिंतन भाई, इट्स नॉट अबाउट द डेटा इन दिस केस. यू हैव
Yeah,
सीन
yeah.
मार्को अर्नाटोविच's बॉडी लैंग्वेज. वो कितना, दैट फेस, दैट अनोइंग फेस, लेट मी पुल इट अप. You get what I mean, right? For the audience,
Yes, yes,
if
yes, of
they're
course. I
unfamiliar
know
with
what
it
I'm
for
going to
some.
put it up also.
Yeah, look at this nonsense. If it has popped up already, like, ये क्या है यार. मतलब आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड टू, ये अभी एक पूरा सीजन से चल रहा है ये नॉनसेंस. ही मिसेस, ही पुट्स दिस शिट फेस ऑन, एंड देन क्या होता है बेसिकली. डू वी हैव अजय भाई वाज जॉइंड? या
No,
योगेश है,
Yogesh.
सॉरी, आई पुल दैट. योगेश, कैसा है यार योगेश?
Yogesh, so we were just discussing
बस
Inter's
आई थिंक,
scrappy.
हाँ, आई थिंक उसका इंटरनेट उसको फिक्स करने दो, देन वील गेट बैक टू. आई थिंक उसका लैग हो रहा है थोड़ा. योगेश, यू आर लैगिंग अ बिट. तू सॉर्ट आउट करके आ जा आराम से. थोड़ा लैग है तेरे एंड से. बट या चिंतन में व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग इज, वो जब स्टेप अप किया ना, डेटा एक चीज होती है यार, एक बॉडी लैंग्वेज एक होता है.
Totally
उसके
agree.
मुंह को देख के आई अंडरस्टूड दिस गाय इज नॉट स्कोरिंग द पेनल्टी. मुझे पहले ही लग गया था, एंड इट वाज नॉट इवन बायस. आई पहले जब उसने बॉल उठाया, आई वाज लाइक चलो ठीक है. और जस्ट अभी इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक में ऑस्ट्रिया के लिए पेनल्टी गोल मारा चिंतन भाई उसने, जस्ट.
हाँ.
I was like, चलो ठीक है, लेने दो, whatever. But then I saw the body language when he placed the ball. I saw his stupid face, same expression. I was like, यार ये नहीं मारने वाला है. And what happened? Credit to their keeper Van Bolmoos. He saved it. He saved it. And
So yeah,
उसके बाद मुझे
it was a bad penalty. मतलब body से
yeah,
बहुत दूर नहीं था. It was quite. I'm not saying it's an easy save. Of course, the keeper has to still
yeah,
judge it.
yeah,
But the second save was also quite good. I knew he had no idea about it, but the
yeah,
rebound again very well saved. But of course that went to VAR, and of course rightfully
yeah.
it stood because the keeper क्या करेगा? Keeper was on the line. But
Exactly,
Param, then of
exactly.
course after that you of course enlightened us. You can tell the audience also.
Hmm.
I heard Arnautovic didn't end up celebrating the victory also with
नहीं
his
नहीं
friends.
नहीं, क्या मतलब, he was this was, ये जो बैठा है इधर, ये उधर ही बैठ के रहा था while the other rest of the team was celebrating. Look, वो बहुत इमोशनल बंदा है, वो मैं एक बोल सकता हूँ. So he didn't celebrate for his personal reason, in the sense कि he was too sad and disappointed. Basically Simone Inzaghi ने भी वही बोला कि वो बहुत frustrated था with his miss. But come on यार, this is getting ridiculous. मतलब चिंतन में आप ही ने बोला ना कि we are banking on this guy to do something with bare minimum as the fourth striker. और तुम चैंपियंस लीग में खेल रहे हो, यू हैव टू डू द बेयर मिनिमम. दिस नॉनसेंस का, हाउ मच विल लाउतारो थुराम प्ले, हाउ मच विल तरेमी कैरी दैट अटैक. कल तरेमी, ही वाज वेरी गुड. तरेमी वाज लिंकिंग अप. आपने उसका बैकहील का वीडियो देखा चिंतन? मैल
Yeah,
पुल इट
yeah,
अप.
yeah. I saw
बीसेक
it.
कुड हैव स्कोर्ड. सो तरेमी वाज डूइंग, ही इज प्लेइंग हिज हार्ट आउट. एंड मुझे तरेमी के लिए बुरा लगता है बिकॉज ही हैज टू पार्टनर विद दिस बोजो इंस्टेड ऑफ लाउतारो मार्टिनेज. आप समझ रहे हो, लाइक इफ ही पार्टनर्स विद लाउतारो, probably he would have had 2-3 goals by now from open play, but he only has a penalty goal unfortunately so far. So I'm a bit annoyed with Arnautovic, but other than that, what I'll say Chintan bhai is कि performance अच्छी नहीं थी, but all I'll say is कि at least we got the win. That's important.
Yeah,
जो
yeah.
भी
No,
था,
Param,
हाँ,
वही होता है ना, at this point of time what you need is just to grind out results, you know.
yeah,
Victory.
and I agree. जैसे आपने बोला ना, वी कांट प्ले एट अ वेरी हाई लेवल एवरी 3 days. अभी वो योगेश के केस में अलग है, उसको एक हफ्ता मिलता है उसकी टीम को पूरा प्रिपेयर करने में बिफोर वी कम टू, वो अलग चीज है. पर नहीं होता है, लाइक इवन विद द रोटेशंस चिंतन में एक रहता है ना, जैसे आपने बोला, दीस टीम्स हैव नथिंग टू लूज. and before they played us, they had just beaten the league leaders in Switzerland, so they were turning their form around basically.
Yeah.
So hey, I was not overly elated about the performance, but ठीक है 3 पॉइंट निकाल दिया ना काफ. That's all I can say. I mean, we saw other games. चिंतन भाई आपने ग्रुप पे क्या बोला उस दिन कल कि ये चैंपियंस लीग में बहुत अनप्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी हो रही है.
हाँ, बहुत हो रही
लेवरक्यूजन ड्रॉ, बहुत मतलब बायर्न देखो किधर बैठा है टेबल में. पीएसजी का तो फिक्सचर लिस्ट बात ही मत करो, वो अलग ही चीज है. बट
अलग ही है बात.
yeah,
हाँ.
so I just wanted to show this Taremi backheel once, then we can move on. But yeah, overall it was all right. I was fine with the game. मतलब ठीक है, performance wise Barella, kudos to him, he's adapting to that regista role. Defense में Pavard, I want to give a shout out. If you can see this clip, Chintan bhai,
Yeah.
that look at that, and this was a chance यार. ये पर good goalkeeping again. That's all I can say. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, बैकहील था.
हाँ.
बैकहील था जो इसने क्या बोलते हैं, लौतारो का बैकहील था जो डिमार्को को मिला, and that was a
Yes,
good cross.
yes.
So
Yes,
you
and
know,
then one बोलो.
very topsy-turvy week for Italian football. 2 wins, 2 losses, and
Yeah.
1 draw in the middle. We have Ajay and Yogesh with us. Welcome, Ajay.
Ciao,
We
ciao.
did a watch around.
Welcome guys,
And
welcome.
योगेश
योगेश देख के बोल रहे
क्या
क्या हाँ ये क्या मिडवीक गेम्स है, हमारी टीम ये सब नहीं खेलती, हम सिर्फ एक कंपटीशन खेलते हैं, राइट? क्या बोलते हैं?
भाई मैं योगेश एक चीज बता दूं,
बड़े गेम
पहले
छोटे-मोटे मैच
या वाह वाह, एक चीज बता दे, हम लोग ने एक हैशटैग चालू किया था फॉर द मिलान वॉच अलोंग, वी मिस यू परम, और हमको लगा परम इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर कैल्सियो चर्चा पैनलिस्ट, बट योगेश he was not, because the comments were saying that there is only one Yogesh. So Yogesh, you are the most popular panelist over here. So you know, top of the table, favorite panelist. यार योगेश के तो चांदी चांदी है. क्या बोल रहा है अजय?
Absolutely, man. I mean, nothing to complain about. सब कुछ सही जा रहा है. Everyone is imploding around him.
Before De Laurentiis produces his own movie about Napoli where everything goes wrong, तब का तब देख लेंगे. But just quickly let me answer this question. Pinamonti is shit. I'll just tell you. एक 2 गोल मारने से कुछ बदलता नहीं. He's a shit player. As much as I admire him for being an Interista, he's shit. Sebastiano Esposito सिर्फ सेरिया बी में डिलीवर करते हैं. फाइनली ये सीजन कुछ कर रहा है, 5 साल के बाद उसने गोल मारा है सेरिया में. So that in hindsight it's very easy to say this, but when it comes to the actual level they never deliver. So I don't rate these two. Maybe Esposito I will give a last chance, but Pinamonti kabhi nahi. Absolute nonsense he is. Arnautovic master.
We have to move ahead. If the clubs want to move ahead, we have to move ahead from all these. ये emotional connect है अजय, ये सब players के साथ है ना, जैसे मिलान का कुत्रोने के साथ था. These are all emotional connect. If you want to move forward,
let go of it. Exactly. I mean, I'm sure बोवे तो अलग ही केस था, उसको क्लब से निकाल दिया, बट हर एक प्लेयर को आप नहीं ले सकते यार. Arnautovic master class, looking like fast.
Stefano Okakachuka. Remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah, मैं अंकल शर्मा के चैनल में बहुत एंटी अर्नॉटोविच, मैं तो उस पे लिख रहा था भाई इसको भेज दो नॉर्थ कोरिया, वापस आ ही नहीं पाएगा उधर से.
अजय परम का, when Param is in the mood, when he's angry or something, now Param rants are worth screenshotting, bro. हम लोग
अर्नॉटोविच, अभी अब क्या बोलूं, आप लोग भी अर्नॉटोविच नहीं लोगे यार, मतलब ऐसा प्लेयर है. गोरान पांडेव, बाप रे, ये तो ज्यादा, ये तो भाई मतलब अलग ही लेवल.
कन्वर्ट लू इनटू गोरा, हम लोग स्ट्राइकर्स क्लब चालू करते हैं इधर.
Exactly. Ravi, nice to have you. We'll just get to a few comments. खराब नेट लव स्टोरी which never ends. हाँ, किसी ना किसी का तो रहता ही यार, क्या ही बोले. आज योगेश का है. Is the day I'm opening my next bottle of champagne. He gets benched after this game for rotating. Stop करेगा तो भाई इंजरीज बढ़ जाएगा. कल भी एक और इंजरी हो गई भाई. He can't stop rotating. परम भाई अस मोमेंट हो गया. Trossard is a good player, bro. Arnautovic is not good. But yeah, I'll take this one comment and I'll resume later with the comments. Yeah, both haven't conceded a goal. हमने भी UCL में नहीं किया था. Snooze fest. As long as we get a good result in the context of things, I don't mind. But obviously, I want Inter to win that game. But let's start. We'll come to किधर से चालू करें? रोमा इंटर बाद में आते हैं थोड़ा. पर योगेश तेरे से चालू करते हैं. I'll go to चिंतन भाई. योगेश क्या बोलता है? Because मैं और अजय भाई थोड़ा इस पे डिस्कस कर रहे थे. Controversial penalty, but
never a penalty. Never a penalty. You have to admit it.
पोलिटानो ऐसे जंप किया, जभी का मतलब जिंदगी में इतना ऊंचा जंप नहीं किया होगा उसने. क्या बोलता है योगेश?
नहीं, पेनल्टी थोड़ा अगर ये ऑपोजिट रहता था कि रेफ ने नहीं दिया और वार के
हाँ।
पास में जाता था, तब शायद पेनल्टी अलॉट नहीं होता था, बट बिकॉज ऑन फील्ड रेफ ने पेनल्टी दे दिया था, कॉल किया था, तो इसलिए वार ने रिवर्ट किया नहीं। तो दैट्स माय ऑनेस्ट टेक ऑन
वो
दैट।
वो अलग होता है, पर तू ऑब्जेक्टिवली बता, तुझे क्या लगा वो तो बता।
तू बोल।
सॉफ्ट पेनल्टी था यार, सॉफ्ट पेनल्टी था।
लुक,
ऑपोजिट
टू योर
था।
था, सो ही इज एडमिटिंग, बट एटलीस्ट द थिंग इज वही था ना, ये वीकेंड रेफरिंग खराब थी बहुत, ऑल गेम्स। टिजानी रेंडर्स का रेड कार्ड, ये नापोली के गेम में जो हुआ, कैलियरी टोरिनो लॉस्ट अ गेम बिकॉज ऑफ द फाउल्स अगेंस्ट देम, वो तो मेरा दिमाग ही भड़क गया था। एंड बाय द वे, एज मच एज वी डिस्कस दिस अजय भाई, सो दिस रेफरी ब्रोक इट डाउन एज पर द ऑफिशियल लॉ।
I saw that. I agree with it. स्लो मो में जब दिखता है ना, तो क्रिस्टांटे का रेड कार्ड था वो। एंड
हाँ,
अगर
मतलब आपको तो
अगर रेड
चाहिए।
कार्ड होता तो, हाँ होता तो मजा आता था। It would have been an advantage for Roma. Had
Exactly.
Cristante been sent off.
Yeah, so that's funny. So and UA वो मतलब डगलस लुइस तो सीधा मतलब उठा दिया, मतलब
हाँ।
पंच करने के लिए, मतलब वो तो अलग ही। पर चिंतन भाई, टेरिबल रेफरिंग कंटिन्यूज यार इन द सेरिया। मतलब ये जो नोशन रहता है कि इंग्लैंड के बाहर रेफरिंग ठीक है, या फिर देयर इज बायसेस अगेंस्ट वन ऑफ द बिग थ्री, जो भी है, बट वी सॉ द रेफरिंग इज बैड इन जनरल। अगर कैलियरी टोरिनो में भी हो सकता है, इट टेल्स यू द स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ द रेफरिंग।
See, it's simple. जैसे अजय बोला, the minute you slow things down, it's going to look bad regardless. Even the
Yeah.
Champions League, Onyedika, I would not give that as red card. Unfortunate है. By the way, अजय, परम, योगेश, ओवरऑल मैं जो वीकेंड में फुटबॉल देख रहा था, it felt like मैं जो भी मैच स्विच ऑन कर रहा हूँ, उधर रेड कार्ड हो रहा है. Because I saw that Leicester game also, चालू किया रेड कार्ड. So many red cards this weekend. मतलब I think after a very long time we saw. It's just that क्या हो रहा है पता है अजय, एक चीज बताओ, it's simple. पहले क्या था, if it's non-malicious, मतलब स्टेप, बिकॉज दे लुक एट द मोमेंटम ऑफ अ प्लेयर, थोड़ा स्टेप कर दिया चलेगा, बिकॉज malicious नहीं है, फुट हाई नहीं है. अभी क्या लगता है, जस्ट टू प्रोटेक्ट एवरी प्लेयर, बट हाउ डू यू स्टॉप मोमेंटम ऑफ अ प्लेयर? लाइक ओनियाडिका का देख लो, हाउ डू यू वांट हिम टू स्टॉप प्ले? उसका पाँव नीचे तो आएगा ना यार. अनफॉर्चुनेट टिजानी भी गिर गया. सो इट्स जस्ट, एंड परम, ये सब चीज होने वाला है. These are going to go for VAR, and these are going to get converted, because the minute you slow it down, it's a penalty. इसमें ना अजय क्रिकेट जैसा होना चाहिए, I feel, like on field decision stays or something like that, that, yeah, that also, yeah, exactly, on field decision should stay, because हर टाइम आप रेफरी को भेजोगे replay देखने को, it's terrible. On paper तिजानी का रेड कार्ड था because of course last man था, but come on, look at that, how can you, ये टच फुटबॉल खेल रहे क्या? And Napoli, come on, that was like, I feel it is just, they then, once it's given, right, then they overcompensate also at times. So it is bad refereeing all around, and I think this is what we have to accept it. This thing is going to get worse every year, every season.
Yeah. But yeah, ये obviously the image is not the best way to show it. मैं वीडियो ढूंढने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. बेसिकली क्या हुआ था, ये जो आपको पैर का कांटेक्ट दिख रहा है रेडियो के, इस पे पोलिटानो pretty much flopped, and the referee did use VAR, but वो डिसीजन नहीं ले पाया. बट ठीक है, you can say, and it was actually a very good game, योगेश. मतलब to your 2 cents on it, because यार Empoli, I would say with all due respect to Napoli, was the better team. Empoli better team थी यार. मतलब ऐसा लगा कि वो लोग 1-0 ऊपर कैसे है ही नहीं. क्या बोलता है योगेश?
या डेफिनेटली यार, नापोली ने ये मैच में कुछ खास किया ही नहीं पूरा मैच. लाइक अपार्ट फ्रॉम द पेनल्टी, व्हेन लाइक आई डिड नॉट सी एनी चांसेस ऑफ नोट दैट नापोली क्रिएटेड. लुकाकू का भी काफी लाइक खराब परफॉर्मेंस था. ही गॉट बेंच्ड वेरी क्विकली, and Simeone came on for Lukaku, and he was actually involved in that incident that earned us the goal.
Yeah. But योगेश, also to your point, मतलब एम्पोली ने फिर से अजय भाई दिखा दिया देयर अ गुड टीम. मतलब एवरीबॉडी स्ट्रगलिंग. योगेश, मतलब आई अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू आर सेइंग योगेश, नापोली का वो लेवल नहीं था, बट वो लोग ने रोम में जाकर रोमा को हराया. दे ओनली लॉस्ट टू लाजियो इन अ वेरी केजी मैनर. एक्चुअली दे आर अ वेरी गुड टीम. इट्स अ वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग, लॉट ऑफ रनर्स. तो टफ गेम तो था. बट योगेश, वाज योर मैन ऑफ द मैच यार फॉर नापोली इन दिस गेम?
बुंजोर्नो यार.
हाँ. यार क्या बोलता है, मतलब साइनिंग ऑफ द सीजन फॉर नापोली, राइट? श्योरली.
या डेफिनेटली.
तेरे को क्या लगता है, मतलब वुड यू से कि बुंजोर्नो अगर ऐसे गेम्स में नहीं अवेलेबल होगा, तो बेसिकली इट कैन मेक एंड ब्रेक नापोली सीजन, बिकॉज़ ही इज टू गुड. He's too good,
बुंजोर्नो के
right?
बदले like the options that we have like नापोली के बारे में सब लोग बोले कि 3 games नहीं खेल सकते, ये नहीं कर सकते, but
हाँ.
बुंजोर्नो अगर नहीं होगा तो उसके बदले जुआन जीसस है यार, तो जीसस के साथ जीसस के साथ कितना खेल सकते हैं वो सबको पता है.
Yeah.
So I would not like to comment much on that, but Buongiorno is a very important player for this Napoli, and जो टेबल पे अभी टॉप चल रहा है, it has
हाँ.
a lot of contributions from defense.
Hmm.
And Empoli ने भी I guess they kept a clean sheet, या फिर they had not lost a match so far, ऐसा कुछ stat था उनका.
हाँ, लाजियो से जस्ट हारे थे, बट दे वर प्लेइंग वेरी वेल बेसिकली. वो हारे नहीं थे लाजियो के, मतलब तो दे वर वेरी गुड. एंड बिली गिलमोर पे एक चीज चिंतन भाई, मतलब वो जो कॉस्तो और के साथ हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, राइट, कि एट ब्राइटन ऑल्सो ही शोड देयर इज अ लॉन्ग वे टू गो फॉर हिम, और जब उसको इस गेम में डिप्लॉय किया बहुत इजीली बाईपास हुआ यार चिंतन भाई. लाइक ही रियली नीड्स दैट प्रॉपर प्रोफाइल अलोंग नेक्स्ट टू हिम. क्या लगता है?
उसका उसका ग्रोथ भी थोड़ा स्टंटेड था. बाय द वे व्हेन ही ब्रोक अप लाइक चेल्सी में जब ही आया था, वेरी गुड प्लेयर डेफिनेटली यार. इधर क्वालिटी है, यू कैन सी देयर इज क्वालिटी, बट he's never got consistent. चेल्सी में कंसिस्टेंसी मिला नहीं. ब्राइटन में ऑफ कोर्स सेटल हो रहा था. they were going to sell him, not sell him इंजरी के बाद, you know, whatever. I still have hopes from him. He might turn out to be a good player. लेकिन as you said, उसको वो कंडीशनिंग अभी हुआ नहीं है. पोजिशनल प्ले सीखना बाकी है उसका. He's not physically very strong, but वो Pirlo भी physically strong नहीं था, you know.
Yeah,
so
fair.
something like that. I expect him to do much better when things move on, I guess.
Yeah, Gilmore का it was not the best performance by Gilmore. Like Lobotka का absence काफी felt हुआ ये match में. Like Napoli का build-up game in general not up to the mark.
But you know, I would like to say Lobotka is a very good mentor for Gilmore, because Lobotka's play is very similar. Want to mirror, like, you know, what people expect Billy Gilmore to do is probably what I want. You know, ऐसा. So I guess it's probably good time. I'm very happy with this transfer because this is the step up probably he needed.
And just one last thing यार, नापोली मतलब अभी के लिए तो obviously फिर से टॉप ऑफ द टेबल. योगेश तो खुशी होगा, मतलब क्या ही बोलना है. बट आई थिंक यार कॉन्टे ने जस्ट बोला कि ही वोंट बी वाचिंग द डार्बी डी इटालिया, क्योंकि मैं अपने आप पे फोकस करना चाहता हूँ. साला खुद लेट के देखेगा आराम से घर पे और बोलेगा आई डिडंट वॉच द गेम. बट अजय भाई, यार उसको पूछा होगा यार, क्वेश्चन पूछा होगा, अनफॉर्चुनेटली अवॉइड भी नहीं कर सकते. चिंतन भाई, बट यार डीजे भाई इज नाइस टू हैव यू finally after a long time.
Many guys have been away, been very tied up with work, missed the entire round of Champions League, the last couple of days, missed the Juve game as well, thankfully, from what I hear.
Yeah, but Chintan, I'll come to you and then go to Ajay bhai. Chintan bhai, like, we can Serie game, so I know we pretty much discussed it with Udinese, but coming to a Champions League game here against Club Brugge, I mean, watch along maybe, I know you were discussing it, but generally brief thoughts on it, because comfortable scoreline wise, पर जो हम वही डिस्कस कर रहे थे इंटर वर्सेस बर्न में कि it was not smooth sailing in terms of the gameplay. क्या बोलते हो आप?
Oh yes, me and Ajay watch along में थे. First 15 minutes तो यार Mike Mignon saved us. Things would have been very difficult. Emerson Royal was getting bypassed, and how? See, very crazy game. I would say that the players look extremely tired, especially Fofana. He's been playing non-stop for us. So midfield was getting bypassed. A 4-4-2 system set हो गया था with Morata and Tammy playing. Loftus-Cheek, I guess, is the weak link right now for Milan, because वो transition नहीं हो पा रहा है वो number 6 role में. I don't blame him also. Yeah, you can't expect a player to change his profile so immediately. Morata, Ajay तो कब से बोल रहे, Morata was invisible, and so was Pulisic. The right hand side was invisible till Pulisic scored that wonder goal. You know, very honest of him to accept that he was not intending to do that. कोई और होता तो शायद एक्सेप्ट कर लेता. But yeah, the only bright spot, of course, in this was I don't know why Liao is still getting so much slack. I think he had a great game.
He was so good. It was very good.
Yeah, he was very good.
He was untired. It was just unfortunate. Yeah, probably things are not working for him right now. That वो sub off हुआ and immediate impact था Okafor का. By the way, I would like to say Ajay called it. He was saying get Okafor on, and Ajay was saying I'm going off in exactly 2 minutes, and Okafor had a an assist. So very disappointed, to be honest. Great score line, but very disappointed by the performances. But you need to grind out such results. Only good thing is I'm very happy to see Kamada. एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ, sometimes these young players look scared. Kamada looked like he's meant to play this game, and he looks.
He belongs here. He belongs here.
Yeah. Had that happened, he would have probably. मेरे को बाद में अजय ने बताया. I didn't know he would have. I thought he was going to be the youngest Italian UCL scorer. He would have been the youngest scorer.
Yeah.
So I hope that he still has 158 days to go to break that record. So I hope he does that. But yeah, very disappointed by the performance. I just hope Pulisic continues this form. And yeah, what to say about Tijani? I'm tired of running out of superlatives to talk about him. Great player.
Yeah. And again, this was the day we were obviously.
वो picture था यार, that picture, for that picture I hope there was a goal. You saw how happy the teammates were when
I'll find that वो उसको lift किया वो ना वो वाला, right?
What a picture. That was so amazing, and he was upset, so very upset. He was almost in tears actually after the game, that he wanted it so badly.
I mean, as I said, I have a feeling he will get ये वाला, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Very good picture, man.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely.
By the way,
at the end of the day,
he's 16 years old. He's 16 and a half only, and he would have been the youngest UCL goal scorer, but unfortunately was called offside. By margins, yaar. It's game of margins. था यार, तभी मैं सोचा दे दो बच्चे को यार गोल बेचारे को.
Yeah, for sure. At times you do think like that, but yeah, Milan again smooth sailing तो नहीं था, but at the end of the day, Milan got the job done. First win, by the way, in the Champions League. अभी भी बहुत काम बाकी है because I mean the games are very tricky. I mean we have been seeing this. DJ, bhai, you didn't catch Juve versus Stuttgart, right? Yogesh, did you catch it by any chance?
I caught the highlights.
Highlights. I mean, I'll get your thoughts also, but I did once Ajay bhai is back, maybe I'll take his thoughts. But
in passing, Param, very little I was able to. Unfortunately, I was on set.
What are your thoughts, Whatever you caught, what were your thoughts? Because
I saw the parent save live in the game, and to me, I feel like he was man of the match from both sides. Of course, but what happened is, from whatever I read in the post, is Stuttgart dominated from the first minute.
Yeah,
I think it's a combination of two things, I feel also Motta got it wrong this time. There's a combination of the fact that Juve is spread out a little thin right now between injuries and missing out a couple of key players. Also, I think what's happening is that the players he's relying on, unfortunately, also getting a little tired. This 3-day match week is beginning to show a little bit. It's too early, but you can kind of tell, like the regulars, the ones with the intense work rate. And I think somewhere this was also the function of, I feel personally, psychologically, Motta had one eye on the Inter game. Because I feel for Juve, there is a certain priority in terms of hierarchy, which is prioritizing Serie this season, making sure Champions League qualification happens, and I think between Lazio, Stuttgart and Inter, I think the game where players would be rested or given some time off would be the Stuttgart game, given the start they've had in the Champions League. I think that combined with, a couple of key people missing added a little bit to Motta's woes. The other, I think, big thing for him, and I've been feeling it now for a couple of weeks. We discussed it at the start of the season as well. This Yildiz on the wing is just not working. It's not working for me. It's something we all discussed. I think we all concurred at the start. Is this guy has to play more centrally? Unfortunately, he's overlapping with Coop. But now with Coop missing, I don't think there's an excuse. It's just this man wants to cut in. He knows how to beat his guy. I don't know why he doesn't play closer to the center. Very similar to playing that shadow striker. Beats me, and I think that's where Motta is kind of getting it wrong. And it's beginning to show also. In his work rate is there, but there is no end product. He's just simply not a wide player. So I'm not sure what Motta is doing about that.
Yeah, and
I would like to say for the game, I think, Param, Ajay, I would like to say, for me at least, after having such high expectations, for me this season, probably one of the biggest disappointments has been Fagioli. Being very harsh because we know his potential. Even for the national team, he was subbed off, right? But usko sub off kar diya tha in the game. So here and games like these, Param, you understand why Juve fans have been saying that McKennie should not be playing for Juventus. I guess the midfield was bypassed very easily, and it was very actually surprising to see the domination Stuttgart ने. Under was in another level of form, I think. वो कुछ
Yeah.
अलग खेल रहा था. And Param, you saw the game, what made you think that ये midfield easily bypass हो रहा था? Where do you think what was happening?
Look, एक तो obviously UA have a lot of injuries just like Inter. So ये derby में going in both clubs have a lot of injuries. एक तो वो था ही. You could see the squad was thin, and obviously then this midfield of Kefren, Nicolo, Fagioli and McKennie is not tried and tested. ऊपर से whatever season Stuttgart is having in the Bundesliga, they have a top coach is what I keep saying. Sebastian Hoeneß is on the verge of becoming like the next. He's already broken through, but I have him as like one of the future top coaches in the world, and there is a reason why tactically he has this philosophy of playing a very, to put it very simply and not go into details, to play a very modern and European-esque game. और वो उसकी Stuttgart side में दिखता है. We saw it in the Bundesliga last season. This season, they lost a lot of players to transfers and everything, and that's why they're not as good. But then I was not really surprised that they could actually take the game to UA because he's really building something. So मैं वैसे surprised नहीं था how easily they were bypassing and the combinations they found, the runs they had. मतलब एक तो I think they had scored also before वो deny हो गया था. And फिर then end में El Bilal Toure, the former Atalanta player, of course, he comes on and scores a fantastic goal. मतलब that touch was crazy if you saw it. Love the touch to receive the ball and score. So I was not surprised they won, and stupid by Danilo. अभी Danilo का एक अलग issue चल रहा है कि apparently this obviously he wants out, and he wants certain clauses removed from his contract so that he can leave easily. So I think that is playing on his mind because reports भी आ रहे हैं कि शायद उसको जान में निकालने का try कर दे. So वही चीज I think UA with the injuries and everything, and we saw Chintan by UCL में also they have been conceding at the end of the day. You saw even against Leipzig. Sure, that was a great win. I think winning with 10 men is a fantastic achievement. पर उसमें भी बहुत मार खा गए थे लोग goals के term में. So I'm really not surprised they struggled and lost. But at the end of the day, is that a big deal? Because it's the first season with Mota. These are the games they have to re-experience. Some of these players like Kabal और ये लोग कहाँ UCL खेले पहले. Savona भी नहीं खेल चुका है. मतलब Kalulu खेला है, but then he's finally playing at a very consistent level. And वही है तो so I feel as a result it's not that bad. Because at the end of the day, it's not like you're playing Venezia, with all due respect, or Hellas Verona. So, yeah, I mean, I watched this game. Kenan Yildiz का DJ is very right. He has to be central. वो out wide नहीं चलेगा ऐसे मतलब. And Chico Conceição का एक ही चीज मैं बोलूंगा भाई, as much as very talented he goes down too easily. वो आपने देखा how he was rolling constantly after that. He's been doing it at Porto, so he needs to stop that and actually, because he has the ability to deliver the end product, but he just prefers to go down and whatever. So I feel
what happens in that scenario, not to defend him, it's just a type of player. These guys who rely on trickery, actually that is part of the game, looking for fouls in crucial areas.
Yeah, I agree. Look, we also have players that do it. We also have players. Barella also.
I'm just saying it's a type of player.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think you made a very valid point somewhere that also what Motta's kind of done is he's just understood Conceição is a trick. He's like a pony, right? If not one trick, maybe a 2-trick pony, and just play him out right wide, and that's where the creativity is going to come from. But I think he needs to start integrating him into the patterns of play as well.
Yeah.
Which right now hasn't quite happened. But to your point, very correctly, I think it's very early days. We can't go so hard on them. Like we discussed at the start of this, it's ground zero year for Juve.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero expectations. Just want to see the right effort and the right integration.
Yeah, and so before I go to sorry, go ahead.
10 games in, guys, I don't think it's a very harsh judgment. It's a combination of many things: fatigue, injuries. The like Param very correctly said, that midfielders never played together before. And again, after all of that, imagine losing to a penalty, down to 10 men, and they still almost came away with a draw, which to me was a silver lining. It should have been a 3-love, 4-love game for Stuttgart. Turned out to be just a 1-love. That also penalty given. Like if it's not one Brazilian, it's another. I don't know what it is with Juve and Brazilians.
So the goal was open play, but you all gave away the pen. Of course, Perin was fantastic. He saved you. I think the score could have been 3-0 if
easily. Yeah. I caught up on the highlights and I just saw that little bit of the ending. The goal, like you said, was open play, but that it's very irritating to give away like soft pass. These are not like, it's almost like you're giving a tactical foul. You're just going and kicking the guy. Full intention. Like, what's the excuse for that?
Yeah. But I'll come to Ajay bhai. And just before I come to you, this is a very valid point because all of our teams, players from all our teams look for these soft fouls in Champions League games and they never get it. So I think all these players need to stop that BS because nahi milega bhai Champions League mein. I'll come to the rest of the comments, guys. Don't worry. पहले अजय भाई का thoughts लें तो we are a bit short on time as well. अजय भाई आपको किस रोमा इंटर के बारे में अगर थोड़ा बात करना है because obviously आपका तो आज यूरोपा लीग गेम है, थोड़ी देर में you will be doing a watch along on your channel.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the game, obviously, because that was late night and we couldn't discuss it properly. क्या लगा मतलब आपको in terms of the game overall?
Look, I really thought that, especially after Inter's 2 injuries, Roma should have taken the advantage, and there were chances. ऐसा नहीं कि Roma were poor by any sorts, going into the game, but वो initiative बिल्कुल नहीं लिया, and you saw time and again Roma were giving away the ball, mistake after mistake. यार, एक तो Inter are so strong against you. Why are you giving them opportunities on a silver plate? And you saw that, right? It was a Roma corner that was whipped in, and the move started from there. I mean, Zalewski, if it as a professional footballer, you take that ball down and hit it back to your keeper. What are you trying to do? And then even after that, somehow Inter mess up to score directly from there, and Zeki Celik just tries to control again. Just why are you trying to do that? Just keep it basic. Put the ball out of play, and then Lautaro को तुम ऐसा chance दोगे, वो थोड़ी miss करेगा. So as a Roma fan, very very disappointed. I just put that video out at 6 p.m. It's a large scale thing, and for what it's worth, I mean, we saw the game together. You saw that there were unforced errors. जो tennis बोलते हैं, unforced errors हो रहा था. Example, Cristante had the ball. There is no pressure on him, and he can't complete a switch of play. So those are the kind of mistakes that kind of big teams punish you for, and Roma got punished, and it's back to square one in the league. Loitering in 10th position, and it's a very crucial game right now against Dynamo Kiev because ऐसा नहीं कि यूरोप में कुछ उखाड़ रही है. Even Europe में we are struggling, so it's a tough time to be a Roma.
Yogesh is controlling his smile. मतलब वो सोच रहा होगा भाई भाड़ में जाए रोमा, मैं तो मजे करूँ. This is what I want to see. but even this game, मतलब I think in the end, obviously, if you capitalize on such an error, you deserve to win. But Roma was there. मतलब, as I said, Roma gave us a very tough game, and it could have ended as a 1-1 draw, but thanks to Jan Sommer as well.
Who took that shot? First half when it was ending, I think Pellegrini shot Tayash. I really thought he scored that goal. I think Paddy kiya tha Sommer. I think thoda side mein hota goal hota. I think Roma ended the first half really well. But when you concede a goal like this, मतलब ऐसा मतलब mistakes होता ना, तो I know what Ajay feels. It feels like a heavy loss.
Yeah, for sure. Because मतलब Fratesi ने एक तो as usual he had not successfully completed the pass to Lautaro. Obviously, that's Fratesi for you. ऊपर से उधर से फिर Lautaro ने मार दिया. So that's what, right? I mean, I get him.
Good assist from Zeki Celik.
Fratesi को लाइव शायद पता था कि Zeki Celik control नहीं कर पाएगा ball. But I feel this game, I feel from our perspective, तो must win था ही. मतलब एक तो I was very happy we kept a clean sheet for after so long. Even I lost track, obviously. So एक तो वो था, and finally back to back clean sheets. And unfortunate, obviously, this is when we preview the Derby d'Italia very shortly. This was the very biggest negative point with Hakan and Acerbi's injuries. But let's move on. I think Serie बहुत discuss कर लिया. Ajay, briefly to your game only, then we go to Derby d'Italia because you're about to play Dynamo Kiev. Like what at 10:15?
Sorry. Before we move ahead, Param, you made a very interesting point about Hones as coach of Stuttgart. Chins, don't you think he reminds you of Hitzfeld?
Yeah.
So in his style, I feel like he's that modern day Hitzfeld. What do you guys think?
That's a good comparison to be
fair. Yeah. I hope he doesn't leave Stuttgart then. I hope he stays on at Stuttgart.
I think it's a matter of time. Yeah, company gets sacked, he's going straight to Bayern.
Yeah. That can happen.
He's heavily linked with Leverkusen as a Javi alone.
Yeah, he is linked with as a Javi. Yes, thanks for bringing that up. Actually, वो हो सकता है. But quickly, let's go to. Sorry, बोलो चिंता.
you got to give it to these German coaches. They keep
Yeah.
reinventing, innovating themselves. And there are a line of coaches coming up. Param, of course, knows it more than any one of us over here. But you see this. Let's not get to Vincent Company and how he fits at Bayern, because that's another topic. But yeah, if Xabi Alonso goes, where does he go? Is he the next Ancelotti replacement? So I think Leverkusen ही जाएगा, because seems like Leverkusen team is also pretty well oiled team. So it's a big circle. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's felt, yes. But I'm just
And
very
also,
happy.
I feel like in many ways, Germany is the new Italy when it comes to coaches. It's just relentless. The
Yeah,
talent that's coming,
Yeah,
I mean, Italy has slowed down in its production. For every De Zerbi, there are 3 guys coming out of Germany, at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just
But-
the way the times are changing. Quite crazy. I love
Or-
Hones, man. I love his style. I love his humility. No nonsense,
Yeah.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed that we don't see Honest to United links. By the way, Param, before we get
It
there,
won't say-
I just read some news today. Inter Live say that Inzaghi to Man
Aye,
United.
yaar, I saw that it's a nonsense source. Yeah, they said 2 weeks
Inzaghi
ago that
Inzaghi to United.
No chance,
No,
Yachi. Hey, why will you
But
do
why?
that? Step down.
Why we leave Pisa, Serie B topper? Why we leave Pisa and go to Man United?
Serie B Pippo
ऐसा नहीं
Inzaghi.
हो सकता है.
Plus Italian, very hard, yeah, very hard. No amount of love.
What I will say as a fan is that I will never rule out him leaving at some point. I don't want to sound arrogant, but they are reporting for the 25-26 season. पहले ये तो season अभी चालू है. तुम 25-26 का report अभी से दे रहे हो. ऊपर से it's a shit source. 2 weeks.
Why will United put away a season with a caretaker coach for 25
Yeah,
till
exactly.
25? Because if Ten
Exactly.
Hag's going, they're going to think it through in terms of a replacement.
Yeah. And also, the same source, Chintan Bhai said 2 weeks ago that Inter and Tottenham are looking to swap Vicario and Pavard. Make that make sense in the first place. How does that even make sense? So, no worry. Yeah, Ajay, bhai, I'll just come to him. I'll pull up your Roma game ka lineup very quickly. Then we
Official
can
lineup
move- आ गया ये रहा.
Just for
Ajay, bhai.
Enzo Lafay. Finally, we see Enzo Lafay.
Yeah.
But we don't
Enzo
see
Lafay,
Mats
Cunha.
Hummels. We don't see Mats Hummels. That is disappointing. Really wanted to see him make his debut. I don't know what you're preserving him for. यही तो game है, उसको खिलाओ ना यार.
Boss, are you ready?
And
Ajay, are you happy to read that? Who's on the bench? Number 4 on the bench. Are you happy to read that name?
I think this is the strongest Roma midfield, which is
Yeah, of course.
Pisili, Kone, and Lafay on paper at least. ठीक है?
Yeah.
I was
So,
dying to see
ये
this
तो-
midfield, to be very honest.
Yeah. So this looks positive. Angelino as left wing back is again. I prefer him over there because he can give service to Dobbik. The only guy who can cross a football in this team is Angelino. So I'm happy that he's playing out wide. But question marks are Zeki Celik right centre back, Zalewski right wing back. I think I don't know. Honestly, this was something where Dynamo Kiev, ठीक है, Ukrainian football is going through a lot of turmoil. So get Hummels in, get Saud Abdul Hamid in, get him
Exactly.
blood him in. उसको minutes दो, उसको थोड़ा European football खेला ही नहीं Saud Abdul Hamid, तो आने दो, उसको minutes लेने दो. Hummels तो है ही इतना experience. Use his experience and give him a start. And for all aspects, is Dynamo Kiev play Matty Ryan also. Don't risk Svilar in these games. You bought Ryan for those midweek games. So thoda ek rotation karna chahiye tha. I don't know. Let's see. I think these changes were needed in the middle of the park. And Baldanzi starting. I think he's earned his starting spot. Sort of disappointed not to see Sule, because Sule against Inter, when he came on, he was
he made
quite impressive. The last shot of the game was a Sule shot. It was a very good shot and very good save from Sommer. It was kind of dipping and creeping into the bottom corner. So ये 2-3 complaints है. देखते क्या होता है. मैंने rant जो करना था rant कर लिया. अभी से Roma.
One more thing, my question is, I understand what you're saying, that you want to see other players play, but don't you think as a coach, he knows that he's on a streak where he also needs to secure his own position?
Exactly.
So he's going to play his best 11 as much as he can, because he'll think about that also, right? Plus, as you said, Roma needs to do well somewhere at least. I know you played Inter, probably the toughest team in the league. So I guess he knows that Europe, this is a throw of the dice, types. So I'm not surprised that he's probably playing his best midfield and he's not going to try any subs. He does not want to try Hummels probably does not try anything new. He's worried. European ties are big ties, so that's just my opinion. I think he's also worried because there are already rumors of De Rossi coming back. This is like Sandro
By the
Tonali.
way, De Rossi is flying to the US tonight. So
Oh,
let the rumors begin.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, by the way, on Sule, this guy Manji Ante has just said कि उसको flu हो गया है उसको और मंचीनी को, इसलिए they are not in the squad. So
Okay.
there's your answer as to why
वायरल
Sule.
वायरल वहां पे भी फैल गया, मुंबई से रोम वायरल फैल गया.
क्या योगेश क्या बोलता है वो? डू यू थिंक रोमा विल गेट देयर विन फाइनल ईयर? बिकॉज कहीं भी अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है. मतलब तू देख रहा अभी स्क्वाड भी, मतलब दे आर स्टिल फिगरिंग आउट किसको खिलाना है किसको नहीं खिलाना है. यू हर्ड अजय भाई's rant ऑफ सॉर्ट्स. यूरिच के लिए तो जॉब इजी नहीं. क्या बोलता है योगेश? मतलब इफ इट डज कम डाउन टू लाइक यू नो मे बी दे कंसिडर सैकिंग हिम, डू यू थिंक दे शुड डू इट और गिव हिम अ फुल सीजन? बिकॉज यार द क्लब इज अ मेस, दे आर रन वेरी बैडली. क्या बोलता है योगेश?
यार ये पर्टिकुलर मैच में तो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग लाइनअप फील्ड किया है रोमा ने.
हाँ,
तो आई थिंक दे आर गोइंग फॉर अ विन एंड दे डोंट वांट टू रोटेट मच. आई एम गेटिंग दैट फीलिंग फ्रॉम व्हाट अजय इज सेइंग. So they are playing their very strong lineup, and I think they should be able to win this match here. Like they have enough to go out and win this.
फेयर इनफ, फेयर इनफ.
कितना
वो
कितना
रोमा
बुरा लग रहा है तेरे को ये बोलते बोलते.
अंदर से उसको मतलब हजम नहीं हो रहा है यार. बट लेट मी जस्ट टेक अ फ्यू कमेंट्स, हैड टू स्टार अ फ्यू. उस पे आ जाऊंगा. इंटर स्क्वाड इज मेड फॉर सेरिया बट नॉट यूसीएल. हाउ कैन यू विन यूसीएल विद अर्नाटोविच एंड एवरीथिंग? आई थिंक कल के बाद थोड़ा एग्जैजरेटेड रिएक्शन है कि यार सब्स्टिट्यूट्स आर नॉट गुड इनफ. बट व्हेन ही रोटेटेड द टीम अगेंस्ट Man City and in some other games they were good. So I don't really fully buy that, but I can understand. Obviously, you can't win a Champions League with Arnautovic, especially. ये sorry again गलती से ले लिया. If Zielinski wants to make the starting 11, he needs to hit the target on that chance inside the area. What's going on with inter midfielders? Zielinski, Yogesh can tell you. Yogesh, Zielinski in his career has always missed mostly the easier chances, has scored more the more difficult ones, right?
Yeah,
मतलब
yeah,
क्या?
definitely. And Zelensky ये थोड़ा frustrating player हो सकता है यार. Like
Yeah, yeah.
उसके touches are very beautiful, but वो end product काफी time निकाल नहीं पाता है. And he has not been a very goal scoring midfielder for Napoli at least. Like he did not score a lot of goals. So he created a lot of like assists ज़्यादा रहते थे उसके, goals scored कम रहते थे उसके usually.
ही इज वेरी सिमिलर
I
टू कोवाचिच. तो कोवाचिच देखा है कितने इजी मिस करता है, नेवर ऑन
हाँ.
टारगेट. एंड ज़िलिंस्की का भी वही है शायद.
बट पर्सनली आई एम नॉट टू वरीड बिकॉज उसको अभी दो फिर से इंजरी हुई थी. सो ही इज नॉट हैड दैट कंटिन्यूटी. आई थिंक ही विल बी फाइन. उसको टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा थोड़ा यार. ही इज नॉट प्लेड इन अ 3-5-2 फॉर गॉड नोज हाउ लॉन्ग. अजय भाई इस टाइम शायद यूरोपा लीग डिस्कशन में भी नहीं है. अरे बाप रे, कंसिडरिंग द स्टेट ऑफ दिस क्लब. या आई मीन
अबे
ऐसे रेट
सीजन लंबा है यार, बहुत समय है सीजन के लिए.
अरे अजय,
देखेंगे
पहले बात
देखेंगे.
तो ये समझा दे सबको व्हाट वी एज फैंस हैव गॉन थ्रू.
या
वी हैव
या
गॉन थ्रू. दिस इज जस्ट टॉप ऑफ द क्रीम. दिस तो डजंट इवन अफेक्ट अस 1%. वी हैव
मैं
गॉन थ्रू
मैं
द
मैं
लेवल्स ऑफ
वही बोला ना
एंजाइटी.
कि ये दाढ़ी ऐसा सफेद हुआ नहीं है भाई.
या या. But again, Deepu, we answered your question pretty much. The thing is, UA met their match here. They had a very good opponent and depletion भी थी squad की, and they were outplayed, simply outplayed. Stuttgart is a good team, and some players, again, for some players, it's a learning curve. Who when
But
has
Pranav,
won Kamal?
most important thing what people always forget, that expectation is high hai. It's his first season
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
It looks like he does not mind going ahead,
exactly.
but of course he's going to target Serie A first.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's like Inter last season. We prioritized the Serie A with all the new players. We didn't want to, मतलब Champions League was second target basically. अगर कुछ हुआ तो हुआ. So it's emotional to see Jan Carlos Simic doing well. हाँ, actually वो he's going to be the next. वो अच्छा कर रहा है by the way. Where he goes, I don't know. But Chintan में again one more player potentially.
But listen, इसमें it was him who wanted to leave. Milan
Yeah, that's
definitely
also
wanted
true.
he
Yeah,
would have been he would have. I think the Milan management will assured him that you will be playing quite a few games. Of
Yeah.
course you can't start him, but अभी जो mess हो रहा है, had he even stayed till December, he would have been a short starter for us. So very
Yeah.
hasty for him. And I don't think this is the only time I will not blame the management, because management wanted to keep him, but he wanted to be the main starter, which I don't think can happen. Come on, you've got to slowly build your way up. It's Milan after all.
Yeah. I agree. We can't rely on Taremi Dio. They play in a similar way that can work with. I feel bad for Taremi that he has to play alongside Arnautovic. That's what I'll tell you. Taremi ka or Arnautovic ka. That's all I will say. Slot taking shots at Serie A just like Prem Tards, I hope no Italian goes to Prem now. हाँ वो slot का थोड़ा harsh तो लगा, but I don't think it was like really a shot. What did you think अजय भाई वो Chiesa के बारे में जो उसने
Yeah,
बोला?
अरे यार, it's a overreaction. Like, even
Yeah.
Totti coming back and playing football is just a comment that's taken and
वो
blown out of
भाई
proportion. That's
he
blown out of
he's saying,
proportion.
he says Yogesh Totti बोलता है maybe मैं 2 महीने में रिटायरमेंट में आ जाऊंगा and maybe teams like Inter can sign me. He actually said that, man.
Yeah, but you know the context of what
Yeah,
you were
yeah, of
saying.
course. Of course.
It is. But वो क्या है कि कोई भी एक बात को लेके उसको, especially IFTV, they blow it out of proportion, man.
Yeah, IFTV made a whole video on it, yeah, with the thumbnail Totti out of retirement. मैं देख के पागल हो गया.
वो स्लॉट का भी जो बोला ना स्लॉट ने, like I understand when he probably saying from a Liverpool perspective, I feel, because Liverpool का game play भी थोड़ा अलग है, like they have a lot of runners, they do run a lot, so and Chiesa is an injury prone भी है, so I'm guessing he's not that at his best, so taken out of proportion, and सब लोग चढ़ रहे, everyone exactly उल्टा बोला था, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this Anand on this. But yeah, let's move on. Yeah, let's go to the Derby d'Italia before we close this and थोड़े comments के साथ.
What a game, man! What a game!
Yeah, आप लोग चालू करो because me and DJ भाई are तो fans over here. Vested interest है. आप लोग कर लो आपको जो भी.
लेके बैठना पड़ेगा यार. By the way, this could have been the match we could have watched together, but यार, but
we can still do a watch along. वो कोई बड़े गेम के साथ तो clash नहीं हो रहा है. Watch along तो कर ही सकते हैं. We can try.
That's okay, but
Yeah, screening.
Ajay, this is the kind of game where form, injuries, everything is out of the window. It's pure emotions. It is just the fans' emotions, and that fans' emotions इतना strong होता है ये game में especially is it's emitted to the players also. They can sense it. You can sense the restlessness in the stadium when the fans are restless. This is the sort of game which you mark your calendar with. That this is the वो सब अभी देखेंगे to the build up. I've seen a few videos already. Calcio का भी थोड़े references आ चुके हैं already. Juventus fighting that undeserved है. Inter को gift मिला है. So all these things are Ajay, पहली बार तो before coming to these two guys, Ajay, this is proper blockbuster. This is what Serie is about. एक दो red cards चाहिए यार, मतलब 7-8 score line चाहिए, 4-5 red card चाहिए.
How many more red cards for Juve, bro?
क्या बोलता है अजय? Come something like we've been watching this fixture for a very long time now.
It has, and so many iconic games from the past as well between Inter and Juve. But I just want to see a proper explosion, man. Like Thiago Motta, his style versus Inzaghi's style, amazing clash over there, and so much of history, so much of rivalry. This is it. I mean, this is what Italian football is all about, and dare I say that it is a very fierce derby, as fierce as a Madrid Barcelona. Fierce मैं बोल रहा हूँ, note करो. जो intensity से दोनों teams अपने hate करते हैं एक दूसरे को. The hatred is very very real, between Inter and Juve, which is why it's called the derby of Italy, right? It means that much to both the teams. So looking forward, man. I mean, as a fan, this is a blockbuster that you wouldn't want to miss.
Yeah,
man.
Yogesh, but Chetan, my one question I have for Yogesh here, because before you carry on, because Yogesh आज Conte वही मैं बोला, Conte said he won't be watching the game, पर तू तो मतलब popcorn, drinks, क्या और क्या लेके देखने वाले एकदम इंटरेस्ट के साथ.
Conte के साथ.
Yeah, Yogesh, सच्ची बता यार, this is the time where you, of course, this is the game where Yogesh I want both the teams to lose.
Yeah, both the teams to lose.
क्या लग रहा है Yogesh? तेरे comment. I was going to get to Yogesh only before I ask both of you guys.
Fair enough.
क्या लग रहा है Yogesh?
I think Inter will win it, यार. Like
prediction पे सीधा prediction पे आ गया ये बंदा.
Yogesh थोड़ा build up तो बोल यार, मतलब तेरे को लग रहा है थोड़ा, because I remember this one of the games where of course when Cuadrado was in Juventus, वो क्या नखरे किया था, डाइव मारा था, वो I'll never forget that. So क्या लग रहा है इधर you will see all those excitement fights, कुछ क्या लग रहा है वो तो थोड़ा build up.
Definitely fights तो होने वाला match है ये, like feisty match है. There'll be some incidents which will go on through the next week or even more time. कुछ ना कुछ incident तो हमेशा होता ही है. And I'm just looking forward कि काफी अच्छे time पे भी 10:30 PM का kick off है हमारे लिए. So it's a good time for us to do a watch along as well, I feel.
Oh wow, आना पड़ेगा लेकिन
योगेश leading a watch
योगेश
along.
watch along मतलब
बाप रे मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ. I'm glad to
Okay,
see it for a change.
before I get to Param, I'll ask DJ. Heavy loss. Inter, of course, won. Heavy loss. This, I'm guessing, of course, you can be little easy on the players that, okay, you guys are tired. But when you play Inter, no excuses, right? You don't expect any excuses. Players should know what it means to wear that jersey, especially when you play against Inter. So, are you? What are you expecting? Any changes in the lineup? क्या लग रहा है?
Chins, very honestly, I don't know what the conditions are for certain players.
I'll
Luis
yeah.
pulled out in the warm up. I don't know if he's back.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll
look
pull
at the
something.
lineup.
I'll pull something up. अभी तो predicted lineups. It's a bit too soon, obviously, but injury wise, yeah, I'll just pull something up. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just said about Douglas Lewis, but
I do have a feeling Locatelli will be back in the fray.
Yeah, he's going to be fit.
And also, the only thing here is, when I think about it, is this loss kind of came at the worst time, but also at the best time. Best time to fire the boys up. Worst time is to confuse Mota a little bit. From a point of how should he approach this game? Should he go his normal guns blazing, or should he contain to avoid a second loss? But the boys will be fired up. That's a given. Second is, I'm loving the mini battle between the Thuram brothers. I'm fully expecting Kefren to start.
Of course.
There's going to be one.
So I found one Gazeta predicted lineup. It's too early, obviously. It's too early, but yeah, but this is what Gazeta reports. Obviously, Gazeta is not always correct. It's more of a 50-50 source. But
if we see Yildiz in the middle, will be something else.
No, but Param, this could be a very interesting reality because Mbangulas hasn't played. And in the absence of Coop, this is the ideal scenario. Because Yildiz is he's a goal threat. And actually, he makes Vlahovic more dangerous. He will bring him more into the game. In the absence of Coop Miners, there's nobody else who can do that.
No, but so I think agar hua, because at the end of the day, I can see this happening, to be honest, because वही मैं news में पढ़ रहा था कि Douglas Luiz is out for the game. Then you have the other absentees. Nico Gonzalez could return, Coop Miners could return, but it's not that simple. So I think और कोई absentees, if I'm not wrong, obviously to switch over to this. Obviously Bremer is तो out, ही Milik भी तो वो भी नहीं available होगा. But yeah, I think Nico Gonzalez and Coop Miners potentially वापस आ सकते is what I've read. It's not confirmed. So if they get that, then this could very well change what we are seeing here. So, but go ahead, Chintan.
I don't think they'll start. But seeing this lineup, Param, do you get thoda confidence that even after your injuries, this might be a chance to nick a win against Juve? This might be, of course, one of your biggest tests for Inzaghi also, and biggest test for probably even Mota. Kya lag raha hai? Are you expecting? I read somewhere Hakan is kind of recovering. Will he be making back?
I don't think he'll be back. मुझे नहीं लगता.
He won't be back. Bastoni will be back for sure.
Bastoni is fine. The problem is you have two of your core veterans injured for this game. मतलब Acerbi and of course Hakan I'm talking about, and Hakan का वही है. Without him, Barella has the last 2 games he's had to put in triple duty, and he's played full 90 minutes. जो मैं चिंतन भाई को बोला था, and he's looking exhausted already. मतलब not his fault obviously. Mkhitaryan luckily has caught form at the right moment. So at least that is one positive. Then obviously you don't have Carlos Augusto, so फिर से hamstring कल ही हुआ, तो it's a tricky situation for both teams. यार मतलब I won't say I'm एकदम से optimistic that we'll win, because at the end of the day we also have injuries and it shows in our team whenever we play. मतलब वो दिखता है. You can clearly see the drop off if let's say if for some reason even Zielinski is not fully fit by the weekend game, then you can see again. Luckily he looked good yesterday, but वही चीज है. I think Inzaghi will have to be very careful with his squad management only for this game also, because अभी थुराम लाउतारा तो start कर लेंगे, that's not a problem. But then in the absence of all the other midfielders, can you take a risk against UA, put in Taremi, play 3 attackers? Lot of decisions to make. DiMarco will start, I'm pretty sure. I think नहीं, Zielinski नहीं करेगा. Mkhitaryan is clear, man. Mkhitaryan is. It feels strange to say this, but whatever it is, Mkhitaryan is better than him. It's quite obvious. जो defensive abilities Mkhitaryan के वो Zielinski के पास नहीं है. So, I mean, I think as DJ Bhai said, ना दोनों की injury issues, and I won't be surprised if like both teams actually take it very cautiously and don't even aim that bad for a win. Matlab, I know Mota said they play for a win, and we also, I mean, both our coaches have said this, ki our teams play to win, but it. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends like the first leg of last season where both teams were happy with a 1-1 draw because it was very early at the Allianz. So ये time obviously मियाज़ा में है. But yeah, it's a difficult one. Yeah, UA, they've lost elsewhere, but they've not lost in the league. They've not conceded from open play in the league. So difficult to ho jata hai, even without Bremer. Look at what Kalulu is doing. Look at his form. Chintan bhai, I know your face broke.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man, what a signing, yeah, Chins. If he stays injury free, I think he's the coup of the season, man. 17 million all in. Mind blowing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
ये सब सुन के और दर्द होता है. After seeing Kalulu playing there, we have to manage Tomori. It's heartbreaking. You don't know how hard that is to see.
Yeah, but one thing, I think Ajay bhai has to take our leave because he has to do his watching. Ajay bhai, आपके thoughts दे दो यार derby पे, क्या general thoughts और एक prediction दे के आप close कर दो. We'll also close with that and some comments.
I think it's going to be a very cagey game. I don't think so. Both teams will want to lose this game, but I just feel that Inter will edge it, maybe by a goal to nil, maybe a goal from a scramble. Fratesi maybe scoring a goal. वो हो सकता है. I just feel on the night Inter will kind of nick the game. It'll be a tough game though. I don't think so. UA are going to go down easy, but hopefully it's entertaining. मतलब KG तो एक चीज है, but it should be entertaining for everyone watching along.
Yeah, fair enough. But Yoge, I think we can.
I'll make a move, boys. I'll start the watch along. आप लोग आ जाओ free होके.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
अजय ने योगेश ने अपना प्रेडिक्शन ऑलरेडी दे दिया है. He sees Inter winning. I'll start with DJ. Will you be happy with the draw, or just, I'm not in hindsight. Forget the Mota philosophy with your current injuries after a loss over the week to Stuttgart. You are pretty fairly decent on the Serie A table right now. Will you be happy with the draw, or no? Just because it's Inter, you would want to win against them?
I think, Chinsa, look, for me, this is going to sound like a Miss Universe answer, but the truth is, in many ways, this was ground zero season for me. All I want to see is there are certain ideas and patterns at play. I don't care who the opponent is. That Juve-Inter rivalry for me was very special in the 90s and early 2000s, where once Zhang came in, somewhere, for me personally, okay, this is not true for every Juventino or every Interista, somewhere that intensity got diluted slightly because there was a sense that Inter is no longer that Italian rival per se. This is just for me personally, right? And then, of course, Agnelli did what he did, becoming very friendly with Zhang. And, and then you just start looking at them as two corporations that are competing. But that rivalry was not, it was very magical, in the 90s and 2000s, Very, very magical. That essence just kind of changed. Of course, there were very special Juve moments along, in these years as well with Zhang and stuff, especially that Higuain late winner, the 3-2 game, very special in recent memory. But this is one of those few games, I have to say, where there are very few rivalries when one team is the underdog and one team is the favorite. This is one of those rivalries where the favorite normally wins. The underdog doesn't come. It's very strange. So I have a feeling, I think Inter are definitely going in as favorites. They're favorites along with now Napoli to win the league. But I have to say that I think Inter are definitely favorites. I think they have it in them. They experience the continuity. Juve is little, I think if they came in here with a full-fledged squad, I could even go as far as saying Juve could nick this. But given the situation, given the injuries, given the lack of experience, given the combinations that are going to be new, if Yildiz does indeed play in the middle, he's got to learn new patterns of play. Little disjointed from Juve, but solid in defense. On par, I would say I'd be happy with the draw, but I think Inter will win.
Same, Param. What about you? By the way, I feel, to be honest, since Silvio leaving, Moratti leaving, you feel that the owners bring that passion out, right? So once they leaving, you feel like it's gone. I think it started from the top. I remember Moratti and Berlusconi ka bickering to upar se hi chalu tha. So, Param, what do you think? Will you take a draw today, or because being champions, you want that I need to ascertain that authority. And plus, of course, Napoli are running away with, not running away, but yeah, they're quite comfortably ahead right now, and looks like they have that break. So a win very important after losing the derby.
Yeah, of course. But which is look for me, the essence has never changed. Even when I used to watch back in the day. Obviously, I get what DJ भाई saying कि with the ownership, Marathi versus Anieli, वो तो एक अलग ही चीज होता था because both were passionate about. मतलब both are essentially fans growing up in Italy and whatnot. But I feel, yeah, obviously we live in different times of football where you have to kind of coexist with each other, even with rivals. मतलब चिंतन में आप देखते हो मिलान एंड इंटर कीप हैविंग मीटिंग्स लाइक every 2 weeks to discuss the stadium whatnot. So वो तो चलता रहता है. I don't think for me personally, as DJ Bhai said, that's his opinion, it's his personal thing. For me the rivalry is the same because you do see a lot of shithousery. वो obviously the calciopoli and everything that will never go away. Everyone will have their own opinion. So intensity for me is the same. Obviously, I want us to always win against Juventus whenever we are playing them. चाहे वो pre-season में हो, चाहे वो Super Copa में हो. That's the rivalry at the end of the day. But in terms of the actual match this weekend, I don't know how confident I am that we'll actually. मतलब I can't say we are outright favorites only because again, like UA have injuries, we also have injuries. मतलब वही चीज. अभी Buchanan, I have said this, he's back, but he's coming after like a broken shin, so I don't know if he'll play. So if you include that, your injury list goes to Buchanan, Aslani, Hakan, Acherbi, Augusto, exactly. Carlos Augusto जो कल ही injured हुआ. So with the tough games we just played over the last week, I told you, right, Chintan bhai, ki Barella looks super exhausted, and without Hakan, the team doesn't look the same. वो जो 6 role में जो Hakan करता है, while Barella is improved at it, he's not a natural 6. So Hakan is definitely going to be missed. मतलब UA will try to definitely take advantage of that because we've seen Chintan bhai UA's pressing structure, controlled players moving around. So they'll definitely, if they isolate Barella, if they find a way to isolate Barella, then it gets even worse for us. So it will really. Simone Inzaghi will have to find some way. I saw what he did against Roma when we were leading. He switched to a 5-4-1, which is very interesting to defend the lead. And he will have to make a lot of tactical tweaks, in my opinion, to get a victory here. मतलब मुझे फीलिंग आ रही है ड्रॉ की. I'll be honest with you. मुझे लग रहा है ड्रॉ एंड होगा. But Thuram last minute goal says Atalanta is love. I mean,
Yeah,
if it's
but he doesn't know. We don't know which Thuram he's talking about.
yeah, you have to specify Atalanta is love, bro.
Kefren shall be it.
Yeah. I hope it's Marcus, but yeah, I feel this will end as a draw. Tactical battle. I think this will mainly go down to the midfield because both midfields are quite interesting in terms of profile. अगर आप देखो एक साइड पे आपके पास एक मस्त ball carrying player है Kefren जैसा, then you have an intelligent Mkhitaryan on the other side, and Rajat, you missed these two things. By the way, Mkhitaryan has been dropping a masterclass for the last 2 games. Without him, we would have probably not got a win against Roma. So that's for you. But yeah, I think agar Mkhitaryan has a good day, if Barella is good enough to play, good enough to put in like a top level performance, I think we'll be fine. I just hope Fratesi can complete his passes. मतलब उसका passing देख के मेरा दिमाग घूम जाता है.
You just hope उसका इटली नेशनल टीम के साथ जो फॉर्म है हाफ फॉर्म में इधर आ जाएगा तो अच्छा होगा.
Exactly. मतलब गोल मार रहा है भाई, तू मार. Just one thing I will say is कि if Fratesi starts, I will be a bit worried because what I saw against Roma also क्या करता है ना, you've seen it for Italy. He just keeps running. And he doesn't stop to receive the ball. He's like that road runner जो बोलते हैं ना. He just runs. And against Roma, he lost the ball because of that like 3-4 times. People were trying to set him up and वो भागते जा रहा है box. मतलब he doesn't want to stop. He just runs. I'm like, भाई रुक के ball receive कर यार. It's not that difficult. So I feel midfield and wide area में I would look. Di Marco obviously has an advantage. He's in top form right now. मतलब I don't need to say anything. So I think we just need to keep it simple, keep it our game. I would like to see more tactical tweaks like a 5-4-1. Be patient, and I don't mind if we suffer against UA at home also. But whatever to get the win, because if we get this win against UA, I think in terms of belief, momentum और belief even better होगा क्योंकि हम लोग still defensively we are not fully convincing. मतलब कल Young Boys Roma के against we showed the compactness, we showed the attitude, but I want it to be more like last season. I want that form to return. So yeah, I'm expecting a draw. I feel the lineup will be same. Sommer, Pavard, De Vrij, Bastoni because Acerbi is injured, of course. Your Darmian, Fratesi, Hakan नहीं क्या बोल Fratesi, Barella, Mkhitaryan, your Di Marco and Lautaro Thuram. In Zielinski, it's too soon to say, but let's see how it goes. Maybe Zielinski plays, who knows. But
But funnily enough, I feel like Inter will. I think Juve will manage the transitions, but Inter will manage those many times in the game because of their experience. I don't think the stadium has anything to do with it. Whether it's a home and away game, both teams will play their natural game. I don't think
we
Juve will sit back.
we have a
I
shit
think
record at the Allianz दो यार, मतलब मुश्किल से उधर जीतते हैं, इसलिए वो तो बोलना ही पड़ता है. पर
it may be psychological in that sense for Inter, Param, but here because the Juve team is so young, I don't think they'll come out in
fair
fear.
enough.
It's just that what's going to happen is that Juve is going to play without fear, but Inter is going to control the important moments. That is going to come down to their continuity and
That's an
experience.
interesting perspective. Yeah.
You
And
know,
for Christ's sake, and just before DJ, for Christ's sake, yaar, matlab, you know, you have Vlahovic on your team who misses multiple chances. We also, in general, miss a lot of chances before actually scoring. So I think that also simply could make or break the game. मैं honestly बोल रहा हूँ, हम लोग इतना जो tactical deep dive कर रहे हैं, which is fair, but I'm telling you, it could be as simple as the missed chances, yeah, because both of these teams generally miss a lot, especially your end Vlahovic, from our end multiple players, you know. So yeah.
Before we move on, DJ, if I ask you one player you are worried about when it comes to Inter and vice versa, if you have to watch out for,
I think honestly, Chins, I think Lautaro has Juve's number, you know, and I think this is really going to be a defense versus attack game when it comes down to the crux. But the guy to watch out for Inter is I would normally say Marcus, given the run of form he's in, but when it comes to Juve Inter, I think Lautaro is the guy.
Yeah.
And I think from a Juve perspective, if Kefren plays any part, I know he's going to be very, very fired up. I think it's going to get more out of him than make him nervous. So he's going to show up to the party. Conceição is going to have a good run as well. But if Mota is open-minded enough, and I'm sure he is, if he plays Yildiz in the middle, it'll be a very interesting.
Yeah,
opening.
Yield is in the middle. Yield is in the middle. I can see cause problems. One thing I just want to say, Yogesh, pick up the phone and dial Chico Conceição's father Sergio because he's an Interista. उसको बोल भाई, उसके बेटे को tell him to take it a bit easy because I know Sergio Conceição loves Inter a lot and Lazio, so maybe he can take. I know you have all the contacts in the world, Yogesh, but I'll get to the comments. Key back.
Before we move on, for your team also, and who do you think for Juventus can be a game changer?
Look, from our team, मैं Bastoni बोलूंगा. I'll tell you why. Because what I saw yesterday also, when he came off the bench to shut down the game, you can literally see the difference in that level, the calm he brings. और वो अच्छा खेल रहा है ये season, बहुत top level. You know, his defending has been top, his ball playing, vision, everything. So for me, Bastoni having a good game is paramount. I feel वो जो maturity to deal with this UA attack, I think he will bring it. De Vrij we know has regressed a bit. आप देख चुके हो. Giroud, you remember Giroud spinning him 2 years ago. उस दिन डॉविक भी घुमा दिया उसको. So I don't really fully trust De Vrij. And on the right, Pavard is obviously trustworthy, but he's still getting into that form. वो just अभी improve होना चालू किया. So for me, Bastoni is paramount. As long as he has a good game, I would be worried. And to break this UA defense, Chintan, but it's not simple. You saw how well controlled the press is. So his diagonals could be so handy.
One goal in 8 games, yeah. I mean, it's really credit-worthy, like mind-blowing.
Exactly.
And who of us would have thought that would be a Mota team? I would think it'd be a Allegri team or a Conte team. I would think Mota. Very surprising.
But that's the thing, right? DJ, your defensive
injury also.
Yeah, your defensive is, but in a very modern fashion, right? You guys, you have that mid block with a lot of rotating players. That's why I feel Bastoni is important because his balls, his underlapping runs are very crucial in unlocking.
But I think Param, one person you're not giving credit for in a game like this is Di Marco. I feel like he's the guy who's going to give you that extra man advantage in the transition. You know?
Interesting. That's actually a good perspective as well. Left side
in this particular lineup, Juve Inter game sort of setup.
Yeah. Fair
enough. What about a Juve player?
So UA player, yeah. It is tough, man, because if Yildiz is in the middle, definitely I expect him to have a better game automatically. पर अगर मैं form की बात करूँ, देखो Kalulu has showed out, and if he has, I have a feeling he has the potential to silence any attack in this league. मतलब if he has a good day, and he has already shown it, but I don't want to pick him. मुझे Chico Conceição थोड़ा लग रहा है because he's a very tricky player. मैं उसको पोर्टो में बहुत देख चुका हूँ, and again we come back to some soft fouls in Serie, and I'm not again before any Juventus fan gets this wrong, I'm not talking about Juventus, but Chico Conceição is that kind of a player जो draw करता है बहुत fouls, and ये गलती penalty area के आजू बाजू में because this season we have been a bit loose. So Chico Conceição is the player I would want to keep an eye on because he's technically very good, very tricky, and वो थोड़ा trickery जो है वो देख के लगता है कि शायद थोड़ी ज्यादा extra problems देगा वो मुझे. Sorry, Inter को. So yeah, for me it's Chico Conceição more than anything.
For me, though, this game, if Locatelli of course comes in, I for me clash is Locatelli versus Barella. Like
Yeah,
wow,
He's
that's
going to start, Chins. I'm pretty
Yeah.
certain Barca's going to
yeah,
start.
he should. But you
Yeah.
know that
By the way-
I've been so open to say that I love midfield battles. I love number 6 role. I love the role as number 6 only. It's such an interesting role in football.
Yeah.
Dying down role, you can say. So for me, that Locatelli versus Barella is going to be one look out for. And
Fair enough.
something like, as DJ said, for me, a game like this is what Lautaro is made for, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He just turns up and scores a banger against Roma also. What a banger he scored.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he might just be that little difference with Vlahovic missing 10 chances. Lautaro needs that one sneak peek, to
Very
bang
true.
it
Yeah.
up.
Very
Look,
true.
I don't want to say anything today against Vlahovic. नहीं तो derby में ही मार देगा. But one thing, just an important piece of news that has come up before I take your prediction, Chintan bhai. Your game against Bologna this weekend has been postponed due to bad weather in Bologna. So,
Yes,
which
yes,
means Theo and Rangers will serve their suspension against Napoli. Oh my God! Where is Yogesh when you need him?
Oh God.
You're absolutely screwed, man.
क्या हो गया
आ गया
Yeah.
टाइम पे. So, मिलान का गेम जो बोलोनिया के अगेंस्ट है वीकेंड,
He
बोलोनिया
just
में
went to
खराब
suspend the game.
Yeah, so they've postponed
Yes,
postponed
to
it,
suspend the
Yogesh.
game only right now.
So Theo Hernandez and Reinders, जिनका suspension था, was supposed to be against Bologna, right? Now they'll serve the suspension against Napoli.
Hey, these are the signs that this is your season.
अरे क्या बोलते हैं
If
योगेश,
you
कैसा
have
लगा?
it, if you have
I
it,
don't
just show
mind the
me
Theo mistake.
just show
Yeah.
me Yogesh's prediction of the Serie A table. Do we have it on air?
वो I'll try to pull the video up. Let me see.
I
But
don't,
yeah, this
I,
is the
I don't mind Theo missing, but my God, Tijani missing a game against Napoli.
oh
Abhi
boy.
Yogesh, so you can't be very collars up and arrogant about beating Milan if you're playing without Theo and Red. ये सब वो ADL ने और YDL ने किया है सब लफड़ा. बोलोनिया में पता है मेरे को सब. By the way, just to tell you, it's so funny. In the game against, we saw the game midweek Champions League game where Kamada got a yellow card for removing his jersey because he scored
Yeah.
a goal. The goal was cancelled, but his yellow card stood, which is
Yeah, that
very
was so
funny.
weird. That's so stupid. Yeah, some stupid
Why
rules.
would
But
the yellow card stand? Because the goal is ruled out. So very
yeah,
weird.
exactly. Yeah. Let me take a few comments. Then let's take predictions for the game week and let's close it because I know we were supposed to keep this as a short stream.
Arey, but before we go, Param, let's get Chintan's take on Juve Inter.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Chintan, मैं बोलो ना, मतलब your take also. And
Yeah, so-
Yogesh, तूने तो बोल दिया, of course. But yeah, you feel free
I
to add.
feel for me that whoever wins the Inter's midfield generally is strong if Hakan is there. Without Hakan, I think it's a big miss, and I would
Yeah.
go to say that far as Rodri and Hakan might be the best number 6 in the world, I think. So to miss out a player like Hakan is huge. So for me, Barella Locatelli game is paramount. That battle, I would have put Fagioli there, but Locatelli's form has been outstanding. So
Yeah.
and I feel Vlahovic might get his chances. If he fluffs his chances, Lautaro is that kind of a player. He just turns up, and I know he's hungry after I think the Derby loss, he's taken it very personally. He said it
Yeah,
also that
yeah,
it's
he
my
did.
responsibility. And the goal he scored against Roma, he needs half a chance to convert his
Yeah.
goal, I will never
That was
forget his goal at
sneaky.
Anfield. That
Yeah.
Anfield goal, he just
Oh,
scored
yeah.
what a
Yeah.
goal, man. He's that kind of player who
Yeah.
can just turn up. His international form is still good. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be cagey to an extent for the first 20-30 minutes, but eventually being an Inter-Juventus game, the emotions will come in the picture. Crowd plays a huge role. I keep saying that it's such a big difference. The crowd ka sentiments is connected to the players, and that will play a big role. I feel Inter might nick it. I would say a Lautaro goal coming in probably late in the second half. Juventus for me, again, important player, if you ask me, other than the battle,
Hmm.
is going to be Kalulu. If Kalulu
Yeah,
stands strong, he has to
yeah.
mark
Kalulu is. I mean,
paramount.
I'm just so. I'm not shocked, but in a way, like it's good to see the revival of certain players, and Kalulu is that kind of player.
But
Because even
Param,
when he was
not
at,
shocked at all because in Milan's title run he was
he was
imperative
important.
and
Yeah,
imperious. Like he's just
yeah,
found that continuity with not being injured.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So hopefully we are able to get him for that money. It'll be a great signing.
Yeah, Chintan
And
Bhai
you
will
know
be back.
Bielsa is a sector.
Yeah, I agree. Chintan Bhai will be back in a sec. We are anyways closing. Yogesh, just before we take the comments, any thoughts about this coming Serie weekend? मतलब नापोली का कुछ news है, कुछ significant चल रहा है क्या? What's going on in the world of Napoli? And just general thoughts on Serie and whatever Italian clubs are doing in Europe. क्या लगता है तुझे? Anything. The floor
Yeah,
is yours.
definitely. Match pay. I wanted to give my 2 cents. I
हाँ बोल.
personally, I'll be keeping an eye on Vlahovic and Marcus Thuram. I feel these two players would be key, and
Hmm.
in performance pay match would be turned. And I'm expecting to be it like you guys are saying that it can be like what I'm getting a feel is that it could be a cagey match with very less goals. But I think as soon as the first goal goes in, it could be a very leaky match, having a scoreline like 2-1 or 3-2 kind of scoreline match ho sakta hai ye. Because once
Wow.
the first goal goes in, players would get in their groove and just keep on going. That's the
Yeah.
sort of feeling that I'm having.
Yeah. So Yogesh, तेरे Napoli के end पे when I asked you to table, Napoli had a photo shoot apparently. So interesting to see. मतलब तुम लोग तो मजे ही कर रहे हो यार. हम लोग इधर midweek games में rest नहीं मिल रहा है और you guys are doing photo shoots, man. This is hilarious. But yeah, Conte also I think had a press conference. Of course, बोला he's happy with Giovanni Simeone's progression. Looks like, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
वो
definitely.
एनर्जी के बारे में तू क्लियरली देख रहा है एंड तू बोला सिमियोने वाज वेरी गुड इन दैट
Yeah,
एम्पोली.
Simeone काफी पॉजिटिव प्लेयर है यार. लाइक उसे
या
ओसिमेन भी जब था, he didn't get a lot many chances, but
या
and he was coming from a team where he used to be the pivotal striker. So like he didn't get his chance, like so many chances, but whenever he came on the pitch, he has been very positive. Like his work rate has been exceptional, and just the overall approach that he has to contribute to the Napoli cause, that is very positive. Yeah.
एग्जैक्टली आई एग्री एंड तूने बराबर बोला बिकॉज अगेन यू सेड दिस वेरी वेल जियो सिमियोने कैन बी यूजफुल इफ ही इज ऑन फॉर्म एंड बाय द वे वन फन फैक्ट Gio Simeone has actually visited Agra, by the way. It was like a year or two ago when I saw the photo. I was very shocked कि ताजमहल के बाद ये बाहर फोटो खींचा रहा है. But he was obviously not a Napoli player at that time. और he gave an update on Lukaku कि उसका वही चल रहा है कि he's not in optimal condition, but he's trying obviously. योगेश जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया था और क्वाराट्सकेलिया का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट अपडेट इफ एनीवन वांट्स टू नो कि डिस्कशन तो चलते ही रह रहा है विद द एंटोराज एंड एवरीवन एंड या
Yeah,
ही Conte is saying he doesn't get involved, but I'm pretty sure he does. And I think wait, you're playing Lecce, no? Because
let's
if
say
he's
yes.
talking, हाँ क्योंकि वो उसका होम
Conte's,
टाउन है.
yeah, Conte's roots are.
Yeah, he loves Lecce. He loves Lecce a lot. मतलब maybe close to retirement, he will probably coach them as well. But yeah, I think नापोली के वर्ल्ड में ज्यादा अलावा इतना कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. I know you guys have some transfer news. बॉनी पे आए है इधर. He's very similar to Marcus Thuram by the way, योगेश. मतलब बहुत
Mhm.
अच्छा टैलेंट है. और ये तुम्हारा ऑफिशियल स्क्वाड फोटो है नापोली का. क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग. आई मीन दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई एक्सपेक्टेड, बट या क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग. So I don't think ऐसा तो कोई मेजर न्यूज है नापोली में. Anything else you want to say before I start taking comments?
I feel the Derby d'Italia, mein, it would be a 3-2 win for Inter.
Fair enough. Fair enough. चलेगा चलेगा. I'll just start taking the comments and we'll wrap this up. Then you guys can go watch Europa League. Yeah, I agree. बहुत soft मिलता है and then in the UCL problematic हो जाता है, right, योगेश? Because वो referees UCL में इतना देते नहीं है leniency.
Yeah,
Yeah, very briefly answer this, Yogesh. McTominay.
yeah, it has been like he's playing very exceptional. काफी अच्छा form में है. He's contributing a lot, and he has the stat of the most player who has run the maximum kilometers in this season so far.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
that's McTominay for you. Like थोड़ा सा hamstring वाली vibes आ रही है अभी मुझे. So let's see how he develops further.
Exactly. And one more update. Sorry, उसका agent is going to be Kvaratskhelia in Naples. I think in the next 4 days to talk more about the renewal. So yeah. Do you guys feel Napoli is very one-dimensional at times because it feels like they're not that good form from the wide sides other than Quara? Yeah, wide sides is the weakness, right? Because वो इसलिए vertical game खेलता है ना योगेश. Because your
Yeah.
fullbacks aren't the greatest. और इसीलिए थोड़ा वन डायमेंशनल हो जाता है, बिकॉज बाईपास करना भी आसान हो जाता है, बिकॉज योर फुल बैक्स आर स्टिल नॉट दैट ग्रेट, यू नीड टू क्वालिटी full backs. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Giovanni Di Lorenzo is playing as a centre back.
Yeah.
Abhi bhi, like on paper, it looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation, but in practice, it's still a 3-5-2 with Di Lorenzo playing as a third centre back, a right centre back. And wing backs, you have Politano and then Oliveira or Spinazzola. Not the best that you can have. That's why attacks from the wide players are थोड़े से less हुए. But
Less.
Kawara hai and David Neres hai. So
You
I
can't-
am very
exactly.
comfortable over that. There,
Fair
ki
enough.
they can chip in where these
Fair
wing backs don't contribute.
I agree. This is an abomination. 2 Scots in Napoli midfield. Who would have thought? Crazy, crazy. By the way, a Scotsman, DJ, quite interesting. A Scotsman living in, yeah, it's from Scotland. He has his own pizzeria and whatever. And he, before McTominay and Billy Gilmore, he made like a Neapolitan Scottish pizza or something he made. I don't know if I can find the video, but it's quite crazy how invested Neapolitans are, man, for every player. It's just crazy.
वो
हाँ.
आज का लेटेस्ट वायरल वीडियो तो दिखा, the Napoli barber making them wear the Juventus thing. Have you
Oh,
seen that?
yeah. Let me find it live. Let me find it.
DJ,
This
have
is
you
fun
seen
since
that?
we have. Have you seen it, DJ bhai?
No, I haven't. Let's see.
Wait, let me pull it up.
Amazing.
And
So this Napoli barber, while cutting the thing, he makes them wear that apron kind of thing. It has a Juventus jersey, and you have to see the fans' reactions. It's
Yogesh, will you be able to play it?
Yeah.
I'll send it to on the private. हाँ तू कर मेरे इसमें for some reason sound doesn't.
Have you guys seen that
translate,
video
so
of the
हाँ,
guy
yeah.
wearing the number 9 Higuain jersey and walking through Naples?
Yeah.
हाँ.
Guts, man, guts.
Yeah, ये private chat पे देख ले योगेश. You pull it up. I'll take the comments. Is Conte for? Yeah, he is playing 4 at the back and 3 at the back, makes 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. He's been, वो जैसे चिंतन मैंने बोला था ना, वो लोग ने मैनुअल पढ़ा था, जैसे वो लोग बोल रहे थे अपनी एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स में. They've actually learned a lot. Yeah, I think he's talking about. Sorry, Aditya, I missed whom are you talking about? Acha Esposito. Until the match with Empoli, he wasn't getting much minutes. Simply, Billy Gilmore, my bad. Simply because Lobotka had been putting World Class performances. Yeah, play this,
you have
Yogesh. आवाज भी कर ले, copyright नहीं हो. Tension.
Are you able to hear it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite interesting.
absolute gold, man.
Very interesting number of stars on the jersey.
ये भाई वो तेरे पास आने में टाइम
Classic
लगेगा.
jersey.
Yeah, classic jersey है वो. मतलब that, yeah,
But you
exactly.
know, Justin, you got to give it to Naples, man. Probably
Yeah.
one of the very
Crazy.
few countries cities in the world where the entire city is so dedicated to one club. Their life is that club, you know.
Yeah,
DJ, you have to
exactly.
give it to them. They all eat and breathe Napoli. You know, it's so imbibed in their blood that work doesn't matter. It's if Napoli does badly, the entire city is down and out. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for them, that's why all these videos of McTominay ka bhi video tha, all these videos
Yeah.
coming out from Naples, it's all the more hilarious. You saw the reaction. Of course, no one. I think they hate Juventus the most. Yogesh, हो सकता है the most hated club in Naples is Juventus?
Yeah, definitely. By a mile, yeah.
Yogesh saying it with full pride.
DJ is like one of my many enemies.
Yeah.
DJ, did you see what Stuttgart Road? Stuttgart
But
fans.
with due respect, I've never understood the rivalry. You know, like Juve is like that hot chick and Naples is like that ugly guy who can never have her, so he'll always hate her. You know,
Oh, this is a hot.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not attacking any club, but rivalry
get it.
टक्कर की होती है ना? I mean, like in the sense titles and etc. Yogesh,
Yeah.
please, here I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying, genuine. I've never.
DJ भाई is एकदम मतलब he's
why?
seen.
I think
I've never
that decade where Juventus were chasing, Napoli were chasing Juventus. I guess that's why.
I think
They kept changing.
it's also I think the main reason is एक कि Napoli को in general North का पसंद नहीं है. We've seen it in documentaries
Yeah,
how
so
the people
yeah,
were
I
missing.
know,
And
I
it's
know.
not
I
only
just like
Juventus. It's not.
the hate can't be so much के like you can't like you be a Juve fan in Naples. You get what? वो मुझे
Yeah,
कभी समझ में नहीं आया. Like I never
that
understood it.
But
yeah, I guess.
It's like if let's say we were to equate a Barca and Madrid, or you say Inter and Milan, or you say India and Pakistan. You know, there has to be some context to the rivalry. What's the context to the? I've never understood it. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Param,
yeah,
to your
just
point,
to put in nice terms, Napoli messed up the title twice themselves, and they blamed it to Juventus. ऐसा.
देख देखो चिंता
that
टाइटल
is
पे
more
खेलने.
ADL. Yeah. That's more
Yeah,
ADL
look,
than
the whole Higuain thing also kind of accelerated it, I think, and it's been there since the past year. मतलब वो north south का नहीं होता, and I think maybe since Juve was generally the most disliked in Italy, maybe that has a contributing factor. I don't know, because they don't like Inter and Milan either. वो they
no,
तो
no,
don't
but
like Atalanta.
surprising stat, Param. Statistically, there are in Italy, most football fans in Italy are Juventus fans.
Yeah,
Statistically,
yeah,
Yeah.
of
even though
course.
Turin is a small city. But what
Yeah,
I've never understood is in Naples, why the hate Milan and Inter, both big clubs, and also in the north. You get
Mhm.
it? So I not
maybe
understood only. If it's north, then you have
maybe
to hate
Uh,
all three clubs.
yeah. So
DJ,
maybe
did you see the
when
Stuttgart?
बोलो चित्तर भाई, बोलो, sorry.
Did you see the Stuttgart ka banner? Basically, probably that will help you
Yeah,
understand. Did you
yeah,
see what?
No, I missed it. What?
So they,
So they wrote,
yeah,
if you like football, you hate Juventus or something like that.
I
they
missed it.
actually, no, they actually made that banner. But yeah, I guess that was banter as well. But one thing is, maybe if we ever go as a group to Italy, Naples में जाके we'll actually ask उधर के लोगों को, योगेश, कि क्या है कि what's the reason why you hate UA so much. But yeah, I'm sure majority of north south का है, because back in the day Neapolitans used to suffer a lot whenever they used to travel for these games and all. I'm sure that is one of the biggest contributing factors. DJ bhai, it's good you missed the UA match, because I watched it and I'm
But
having
guys, I need to head now. I have a
Sure,
train
we'll
to
close
catch.
this
So
with a few comments.
I'll see
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
because
soon
I know
then.
you.
Bye.
See you guys. We'll take a few comments and close this, guys. Sebon is what a manager, future Bayern manager after company gets sacked.
Said that
Looks like
again.
Ajay is about to spit some bars. Yeah, nice to have you, Lily Whites India. We'll be just wrapping this very soon here. What do you guys think of Adsich? Very quickly, DJ, but do you think he's do you rate him?
Early days, but he was a little slow in whatever I saw of him that day when he subbed in for Vlaho. But we've got to give him time. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just no judgment on him right now. I want to see some continuity.
Yeah, I agree with you. Stuttgart were pacey, pressed really well and tactically strong, but this time to me was a loss. Oh, sorry, it was all mental. You have the quality to beat them. Look, UA do have the quality, but Stuttgart said mental. Like, they really played well. Credit where it's due. I'll be very, very honest with you. I know
Actually,
you
yeah,
had,
this was why I didn't think this was mental at all. I think this was just
yeah,
great gameplay,
yeah,
like a very
yeah,
structured, you know.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. And also, it's just that UA also had absentees. We can't forget that. Yeah, वो भी तो है.
Oh, no
UA
excuses. Like that should never be an excuse. There's no
fair
excuse.
enough. Fair
If
enough.
you're stepping on, you're playing to win. Bus.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Vlahovic is the same, I would say. I mean, matlab, he was in form, then now again he's not scoring. So, UA games are not easy. Lille, Aston Villa. In context now, DJ भाई बहुत tough हो जाता है, because Lille भी अच्छा खेल रही है. Villa are on top of the Champions League, Yogesh. Aston Villa are on top of the Champions League standings, having beaten Bayern Munich. So yeah, it's not easy at all. Uh, I still don't know how
But
Douglas.
just to go back, Param, I know that of course those are big teams, especially in the Champions League context, but they're all tailor-made for Motta's style of play.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. It does make sense. UNX game, sorry, they to le liya. I still don't know how Douglas Luiz. Yeah, I mean, UA fans are very frustrated. Let's see if he can, because I know DJ Bhai was very unhappy with what he did against Lazio as well.
I think
Start
Weber,
Brest.
honestly, the whole strategy was to sign Alicia Lehman, and Douglas Luiz was, you know,
Yeah, yeah, but hi, yaar, matlab, this is a great story. I would say if nobody has watched a video on them, go check out Rabona TV. He has made a very good documentary on Start Bresto and how they made it to the Champions League. Very great documentary. First loss of the season, UA in a good position, almost definitely makes it to the playoffs, and third in Serie. I can dream of it being better. Fair enough, fair enough. After the Milan game, I walked with pride in front of my schoolmates, Yogesh Edek, who mock me for being a Milan fan, but I can't mock them. Dekh, bhai, everyone, people will try to discourage you for supporting an Italian team, but I think honestly, you shouldn't care because Milan is a very big club at the end of the day, and you have 7 UCL titles and all that, so you don't really need to feel ashamed or get feel like fall for them mocking you because there's no point. You're supporting a top team at the end of the day. Time heals all wounds. Looking forward to match with Inter and hoping that's part of what UA did yesterday. Looking past UCL with a much bigger prize in Inter. Dekhte hai, yeah. I mean, both teams will be taking this seriously, man. We need good CBs. I guess you are talking about UA because I do remember you having a soft spot for UA. Uh, Sell nahi. I mean, there are issues with he wants to. I think he wants out. So January में उसको जाने देंगे. They are looking to sign replacements by the way in January.
I don't know, Param. I don't know agar jaane denge because right now there is very little that is out there. And from a point of view of the fact that he knows the team, he has the continuity of the league, it'll be kind of silly to let him go in Jan. End of the season, dekh lenge. He's what now, 34, 35 possible. If he doesn't fit the system, then fine.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, yeah, it is postponed. Aditya, हो गया. मतलब that's why Theo and Ray, Yogesh is on. मतलब कितना खुश है Tijani and Theo miss the game against Napoli. It's possible. It's possible. Let's see. Juntoli can do something. I do think it can happen. Let's see. A 50% fit Pogba is better than Bapre. Don't agree with UA management to contact Pogba to terminate his contract. Look, bro, what I will say is I think he's done. Matlab, I think he's done. I'm sorry. I'm sure you love the guy and I get it, but I think he's finished, DJ. What do you think?
I tend to agree. I mean, I don't know if finished, but I think he's finished at the top level. I feel like his time is done. He had his opportunities. Now, whatever the controversies are, however he managed his career, maybe not advised the best, but I think his time at that level is done. Probably the Marseille rumors will come true.
Yeah. Thanks for joining in, Ibrahim. Please do subscribe here and please spread the word. Nice to see more fans. Uh, that's interesting, man. That's interesting. योगेश क्या बोलते हैं अगले टाइम शायद अपने को भी करना पड़ेगा ऐसा कुछ. Nil says Dr. A. You're also I think new to the channel here. Welcome. Clearly a UA fan. Maximilian is a UA fan as well. 1-1 draw for me, but a win will be sweet. Of course, ADL. Yeah, I mean Yogesh is making moves. Taremi, Rajat, we discussed this. Arnautovic also has a high conversion rate, but clearly his body language is trash. So I hope he doesn't take it going forward. He almost cost us the game yesterday. Yeah, this guy, I know you're trolling, but Mkhitaryan, without Mkhitaryan, we would not be as good. I'll be very honest with you. Concesa wapas aayega. He's fine. He's fine for the game. Yes, I agree with Dr. A. For I picked Concesa as the player to watch out. योगेश तुझे दोनों टीम में से वन प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फॉर द गेम व्हाट्स योर फीलिंग जस्ट नेम देम
Vlahovic and Marcus Thuram.
फेयर इनफ
Too easy, Yogesh.
ओके थिंक थोड़ा आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स जा चल बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड हो गया थोड़ा आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स तो ट्राई कर मतलब व्हाट डू यू थिंक ये तो ऑब्वियस हो गया डीजे वाइज राइट मतलब मार्कस तुराम का फॉर्म व्लाहोविच मे बी
अपना थोड़ा कॉन्टे लेवल टैक्टिकल नॉलेज दे दे यार योगेश बस क्या यार
Locatelli and Barella यार
next in line. Okay,
next
done.
in line. That's a
But
good
it's
one.
fair. That I think will be interesting.
Fair enough. Rajat, Inter fan says 1-0 Lautaro goal. DJY new look. Yeah, of course. always with an Italian sort of look.
From Pirlo to Osvaldo, actually.
Oh yeah, Osvaldo. क्या बोलता है योगेश Osvaldo यार. Yeah. What will be your defense, Dhananjay sir? I think this is the biggest test for what defense would you go with, DJY?
I think quite obvious Kalulu, Gatti in the middle, Cambiaso, and I think Cabal will get the start.
Fair enough.
On the left.
Last few comments.
I personally prefer Cambiaso on the left, but I think it will be right and left.
Fair enough. I know now it's not 32 watching, but thank you, Pitlane, for that shout out. 17 watching still. We'll be closing it. I know there are games going on. Please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Come on, we've the number of subscribers is gradually increasing, so I want to see that I want to see that trend, and we will do the giveaway soon. थोड़ा इधर उधर टाइम इश्यूज हो गए थे, so we couldn't do it. We will be doing it. Don't worry. A point for UA would not be a bad thing. A draw benefits Napoli, who can pull away. A loss is set back for a loser because they lose momentum. Yeah, fair play, fair assessment. Bodayan. Thanks for joining in as always. नहीं सेम टाइम है क्या? नहीं रे, सेम टाइम है योगेश.
10:30, Param.
10, yeah, but that's 10:30 Sunday. No, are you serious? Is it clashing with? Because I
10:30
really
Saturday, not Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Arsenal Liverpool is at 10 o'clock and Inter
Oh
UA is at
shit.
10:30.
Oh yeah, I completely missed that. My bad. Thanks, Pitlin. So watch along पे बैंड बज जाएगा यार. As a Liverpool fan, I want to watch Liverpool versus Arsenal, but can't miss. दोनों try कर लो, दोनों try कर लो. Obviously, watch your team first. That's your team at the end of the day. Watch along होगा, but then now somebody's told us Liverpool Arsenal is clashing. So let's see. That's a spanner in the works. I had completely forgotten. Uh, wait. Sorry. मैं भूल गया. He played in Inter. Can he still go back in Serie? Christian Eriksen, someone brought up, right? Yeah, he was at Inter, of course. And उसका हार्ट का जो इशू हुआ, if everyone remembers. But in Italy, उसके हार्ट में जो डिवाइस लगाया है in Italy, they do not allow any athlete to participate in sports with the device. You have to be healthy enough to play without the device, and
I
Eriksen
think,
didn't.
Param, did this rule come after the death?
No, way before.
It's always been there. It's always
Yeah,
been there.
yeah. Inter really tried. Eriksen, if you remember, was there for 6 months after
Yeah.
the Euros with Inter, and
Yeah,
December
yeah.
में terminate किया. So it's a
Correct.
sad story because I loved Christian Eriksen. I know it was
Great
difficult.
player.
Great player.
Great player.
I really wish it worked out, but he did what he did. He did his bare minimum. At least he won the title with us. Yeah, he's yet to debut, but Roma are leading, by the way. Roma have scored, and Fiorentina is trailing to Saint Gallen. So typical Fiorentina, I guess. But yeah, I think I've taken the comments, guys. Last एक दो है जो नए, I'll take it and we'll close it. Wait, who are you talking about? Pogba. Okay, Pogba. My bad. He should go to Saudi. He already won quite big titles. Now time for retirement money. Fair enough. Yeah. Sorry. This question, DJ, is for you. I'd saved it. Thanks, Riyasu. What do you think?
I think he would still do better as a false nine than he would as a player out wide. Though his ideal position, I think, with Vlahovic in the team would be very similar to what Zirkzee would do. You know,
Yeah.
I think because Yildiz will not only create space, he's also got his ability to great link-up play with Vlahovic. Actually, he's the perfect foil to someone like Vlaho. You know, because
Fair
he's
enough.
got that goal-scoring instinct as well. You know, and he likes cutting in from areas. So I don't know. I hope that one of the predicted lineups that Param had shared, Mota probably tries that out this time. You know, playing Yildiz in the middle. It's a very important part to actually connect for the transition. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Vlahovic is it's like playing with a man down.
I agree. Deepesh, nice to have you. I know you're an Inter fan as well. Nice to I see you on Uncle Sharma's channel as well. But no, yaar, BSEC not in this game, yaar. I love the guy, but I think वो जो errors करता है कभी कभी are very costly and he's inexperienced. Pavard has to start for me. Pavard, yaar. I know Pavard has not been great, but he's picking form, so I would still start Pavard. Daily Blind is playing with a pacemaker, but Italy में allowed नहीं है Doctor A, so it's not allowed in Italy. नहीं तो एरिक्सन को हम लोग कभी बेचते ही नहीं. That it's a, you know, funnily enough, Yogesh, Hakan was signed because Eriksen's contract had to be terminated. That's the only reason he's at Inter. Imagine, DJ, if these rules never existed, Eriksen stays, Hakan is never at Inter. The domino effect is quite crazy. And funnily enough, DJ, I remember before he officially left Milan, he was also linked with UA. You never know, he could have probably ended up at UA. So, बहुत Yogesh domino effect, बहुत quite a thing. Sometimes Rebic to score against Napoli. He wants revenge now because वो दो player अभी है नहीं चिंतन भाई तो पूरा भड़ास निकाल लेंगे. So I think we'll close this, guys. I just want your prediction on one fixture. I won't do all. Predict for me. Inter UA तो कर दिया. Predict for me. Fiorentina Roma. What do you guys think will happen?
Good game. Good game.
Exactly. What do you guys think will happen? Yogesh, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. It looks like a good game, but both teams are quite sloppy. Yaar.
Yeah.
They don't convert their chances, and
Yeah.
they leave a lot to be desired. Like you get a feeling that these players can play much better, but they are not performing at their level. You get that feeling when watching these two teams. Having said that, I feel Roma would nick this match. They have enough in them to beat Fiorentina on their day.
Fair enough. DJ, what do you think?
Funnily enough, I'm feeling Fiorentina.
Same. I agree because, but then जैसे योगेश बोला, Fiorentina is a very strange side, यार. Now they're losing to Saint Gallen and then they'll show up and beat Roma.
Very Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde.
Yeah, exactly. After their 6 goals, I think they will come. They are improving for sure. I will give credit to DJ Bhai and Ajay Bhai who have trusted Palladino a lot, because I thought this Fiorentina, maybe I wrote him off too soon, but credit to DJ and Ajay Bhai for putting their faith, because they're clearly looking much better from what I've watched. So credit to both of you. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's thoda ban karna padega because there are games going on, and we'll see you around the next time. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1.2k, so पहुंचा दो यार. मतलब we'll do the giveaway soon. More videos will come your way. We are planning to do one on Bologna this season with Italiano, because it's been a disaster so far. So let's see when that comes out. But yeah, so keep an eye out. We will catch you around the next time. 2-1 Fiorentina. De Gea and my boy goes in. Fair enough. So yeah, see you guys. See you. And any closing thoughts, guys? Sorry, my bad. DJ by Yogesh, any closing thoughts?
Forza Napoli
None.
sempre.
Fino alla fine.
Yeah, Forza Inter then in that case. But yeah, see you guys soon. Yeah, we'll end this.
Chalo.